Hello. Okay. Let me switch screens. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Okay. Hello everyone. Hi Norel. And yeah, go follow Grim. Okay, hang on. Alright, there we go. We should be good. Okay. Do. Um Go follow Graham. You know you want to follow him. Follow him wherever he may go. Uh, Hi everyone here. I'll even do this. No one in the verse can stop me. There, are you happy? Well, I don't know about anyone wants to. Okay. And yes, hello Adam, hello Norbil, hello Graham. Alright, so let's just go over here. I don't know about anyone wanting to. How is everyone? Bleh. Bleh. Yeah. I took some aspirin. I have a bit of a headache, but you know, I'm kind of seeing how it goes. I'm getting better-ish. Yeah, Shy's still sick. She's still running a low grade fever. But she's been resting all day. Okay, so we're gonna load up our thing. I'm getting better-ish. That's good. Yeah. I have a headache, so I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for. It might be 4 hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours-ish. Or we might do the whole thing. I don't know yet. I'm just going to play it by ear, see how I feel. Never fear, All Might is here. Yes. But real talk, I still low-key hate Bakugo. I don't like him. Passionate my ass. He's a bully. Plain and simple. I still don't like him. I don't care. I said what I said. I still don't like him. Yeah, I need to catch up too. I think I'm still I think I finished season 3 and I'm going through season 4. Hi C Dukes, how are you? My neck's still owie, but it's not as bad as yesterday, so it's getting better. Oh, that's good. That is good. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm fighting a headache. I'm hoping that the aspirin kicks in and that, that works. I'm also, Norel knows because I talked to her about it this morning. I'm also kind of over other people's bullshit. Um, you know, and it's just like, and anyone who's new here, or like doesn't know, yeah, I'm queer. You're welcome. It's in my About Me panels. It's no secret that I am openly bi. I'm openly queer. It's no secret that I talk about those things because it says it in my panels. And I said that. It's one of the things, when people rate us, I let them know. Yeah, that one made me laugh. I was like, I'm uncomfortable with the fact that you're that. And I'm just like, okay, bye. Better to be over people's shit than under people's shit. Yeah, because one of our mods, alright, the ogre's coming back. Who's catching his? Yeah, I'm just like, okay, bye. Yeah, right? It's just like, it's just like, okay. Well, okay, so one of our mods the other night, Golden Dragon, he talked about the fact that he was concerned that his mom may be homophobic and transphobic, and I asked, well, what makes you think that? Right? Because I was genuinely curious. And nobody wants their family members to be, a bigot. Like, we don't want them to be a bigot. We want them to be loving and accepting, but sometimes they aren't. And apparently, yeah, feel like in public, I get that from a lot of straight people. Men that like a couple hours later they inbox me on Snapchat, which I block them immediately. Yeah, they're just like, hey, I'm straight. Yeah, but then they slide into your DMs and they're just like, hey, and it's just like, excuse you? No. It's like either if you're not out, that's cool. You're still valid. It's just like, but don't pretend. It'd be like, no, I low key hate you, and then just like, and then slide into people's DMs later, being all, hey, can I holler at you for a minute? No, you cannot. Like, like, give me some cake. Yeah, and it's just like, you can't handle all this cake. You can't handle all this jelly. Oh gosh. Yeah, so Golden Dragon went on to explain that his mom was like, oh, I'm not going to buy Elton John's music anymore because because he's gay. And I'm just like, it's not a secret that he's gay. Like, he has been out and proud for years. Years. If someone sends messages like that, send them a gif of a garbage man, and then when they ask what they say, just like, it's a garbage man. He's here to take out the trash and block them. Yeah, so the thing is, Elton John's been out for a fucking long time. Yeah, he even made a joke once that he was out before he came out, because it's like and he's not wrong. Like, if you see, like, 1970s Elton John, like, his flamboyant costumes and, like, the sparkles and the glitter, and it's like, really? Y'all didn't know he was gay? It's just like, come on, stop playing. Yeah, and Golden Dragon was concerned, and I was like, I'm really sorry about that. Like, that's not cool, right? And the thing that honestly triggered me was feathers and the top hats and the Ray J, right? It's just like, everybody knew. Come on. And the thing, I guess you could say it triggered me was, Golden Dragon saying that his mom said, well, he's gay and I don't share that belief. And I was just like, whoa, hell to the no. And it's just like, my identity is not a belief. I was like, me being openly bisexual, me being openly queer is not a belief. That's my identity. That's who I am. And I was just like, oh my God, are you serious? And yeah, and I was just like, no. And I was just like, see, I was just like, if a person's I'm not in trouble, am I? No, you're not, Golden Dragon, I love you. No. And I totally, we were talking about what happened yesterday because of something that happened this morning. You is not in trouble. You are awesome and we love you. Yeah, so so when Golden's just like, well, she said that I don't share his belief. It's just like, being gay is not a belief. That's a person's identity. Being trans is not a belief. That's a person's identity. Like, identity is not the same as belief. Being who we are is not a belief. And I was just like, if you believe in the spaghetti god monster, that's a belief. Don't ask how she's doing this to a dragon. Yeah, and I was just like, and I went off, and I was just like, look, I was like, for those of us in the LGBTQI community, I was like, me being bi, people, Pastafarian, yes, Pastafarian. But I was like, being Hindu, being Rastafarian, being Buddhist, it's like, those are beliefs. I was like, but a person's identity is not a belief. It's like, that is fundamentally who we are. And I was like, I'm telling a person who is gay, I don't share your belief in being gay. And it's just like, no, we're born this way. It's like, this is who we are. It's not a belief. It's not, we suddenly woke up one day and decided, hey, I'm going to be queer today. It's like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of it works. Ever. Hi, Penguin. How are you? Yeah. And I was just like, my identity is not a belief. And it's like, and it is really detrimental to do that to people, especially to young people who are anxious about coming out. And you say that, it's just like, you're guaranteeing that they're never going to come out. Because there's like, well, this is how they see me. Cool. And I flat out said, it's just like, our identity is not a belief. And it was just like, either, and I was like, either you like me as I am and accept me as I am, or I don't. And it's like, and if you don't, that's your problem. It's not mine. It's just like, because I have plenty of people that love me and accept me as I am and understand that I am unapologetically queer and that I am going to talk about those issues because guess what? It affects us. My mom's on a ventilator, so I'm a mess. Oh, Penguin, I'm so sorry. Yes, everyone, can we get some hugs for Penguin? Penguin, I'm so sorry about that. I hope things get better with your mom. Yeah, so I know that people unfollow me. Like, they decide, like, I say something they don't like that that basically boils down to, I talk about, I talk about the racist crap that we deal with and racial and social issues and LGBTQIA plus issues because guess what? It affects me. That's something that I've dealt with. COVID and pneumonia. Oh, Penguin, I'm so sorry. So I know that people unfollow me. I mean, I've had people unfollow me on Twitter because I didn't follow them back. And I'm just like, real talk, if I don't know you, if I've never had any social interaction with you at all, like, yes, I am probably not going to follow you back. It's like, it's not personal. It's just, I don't know you. And it's like, if you would like to get to know me and, be like, hey, what's up? Like, that's cool. I'm down to have a conversation, but if you're just like, well, I'm unfollowing you because you didn't follow me back, Becky. It's just like, I don't know you. I'm just like, almost to make it even more awkward, I like to be in church and I get these little small episodes that freaks me out a little bit. Oh, Sea Dukes. The thing is like, this is the thing about church. Like, because I grew up with church, my grandfather was actually Sunday school teacher. Like in, no, like the men, there's like a slightly brush against me. Those dudes. Yeah, I know those dudes. I know those dudes at church too when I was a kid. I'm like, and they're like, give your uncle a hug. And I'd be like, no, because I was not comfortable. And I was just like, don't force me to hug somebody. Yeah, so it's just like I get people that like either unfollow me on social media because they're like, well, you didn't follow me back, and I'm just like, but I don't know who you are. Like, who are you? Like, have we ever talked to each other? And if the answer is no, then probably not going to follow you back. And of course, Twitch is like a weird gig too, and yeah, sometimes you get people that move on or people that outgrow your stream, and and I'm just like, so I appreciate everybody who like stops by and hangs out, even if it's for just a little while. And if people move on, they move on, and that's okay too. That's kind of how life works. But and if you have to unfollow me because you're just like, this is too much for me, it's just like, that's cool too. I get it. What I don't understand is messaging me and being like, hey, I'm unfollowing you because like all your talk of like, racism and social justice issues and, you being queer, I'm not comfortable. But you are not. I just kind of laugh and I was like, you're not comfortable with me being a Filipino bi woman. And I was like, yeah, very that. And I'm just like, okay, so I was like, I am very open about who I am. I am obviously out. I was like, it's in my about panels that I am an openly bi person of color. And that I talk about those issues, that I talk about mental health issues. And they go, yeah, but like, oh my God, it just, the whole thing about the beliefs. And I was just like, oh, that my identity isn't a belief. And they're just like, yeah, it's like uncomfortable. I was like, which part makes you, I was curious. I was like, which part makes you uncomfortable? The fact that I'm very out and open about it, or the fact that I challenge the people who decide they're going to be bigots and say and claim that our identity is a belief. I was like, I didn't just wake up one day and go, hey, guess what, everybody? I'm going to be queer today. Let me put on my queer uniform. I was like, no, I was born that way. I I was just like, I was born that way. This is who I am. And I was just like, a person being their true self is not a belief. Period. And it's like, so you're uncomfortable with people being out, like, you accept us, but you don't want to see it or hear about it. I was like, yeah, very that. I'll put my queer pants on now. Sarcasm detected. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I was just like, so I have news for you. The world is not straight. The world is not just black and white. I was like, there are all kinds of people, all kinds of varieties of life. And I was like, and guess what? People like myself who are queer, we are out, we are proud, and we are not changing ourselves or hiding ourselves for you to make you, quote, comfortable. And they're just like, well, this is why I have to unfollow you. And I was like, okay, bye. And it's just like, seriously, all you have to do is just unfollow me. It's cool, man. Like, it's cool. It's cool. But don't message me and be like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable with you being like, queer and stuff. It's like, seriously? No. Exactly. Thank you. I just can't wait to never have to deal with my grandmother again. Yeah, I know, Graham, because I know you said she's not, just earlier today she's watching Divorce Court. 2 gay women popped and she changed the channel because she didn't want to watch episodes since they were gay. That is ridiculous. Gay people exist. Being a bi woman to a man does not erase the fact I am bi. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, I've had that argument many times because people will be like, aren't you married to a guy? Yes. I've been married to Ron for 13 years. And they're just like, oh, so I guess you're not queer anymore. It's like, did I say that? I'm like, well, that's what that means. Like, you're not bi anymore. It's just like, yeah, being in a straight presenting relationship does not mean that I am no longer queer. It does not mean that I am no longer bi. It does not mean that Norl is no longer bi. Doesn't mean I would absolutely give it up for Ryan Reynolds. Right? And I'm just like, excuse me. I still have a major crush on Linda Carter because, Wonder Woman, she was like my first ever crush. Like, seriously, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman was when I knew I liked women too. Because I was just like, yep, definitely queer. I was like, definitely like girls too. Yeah, and it's 100% still to this day crushing on Lucy Lawless, right? I mean, she's Xena. And Rod kind of teases me about it. And, hi Magnus, how are you? And he kind of teases me about it. He goes, so I'm getting a vibe here. He's like, that you kind of like women who can crush you. And I'm just like, yeah. Vin Diesel is a good choice. He is also a really big nerd. One of my favorite episodes of Critical Role is him playing a tabletop session with everybody from Critical Role with Matt, and it's awesome. Just want to slap that bald head. Kind of have a crush on the actor that played Abby in NCIS. Abby's really cool. Like, seriously, I liked Abby. She was like my favorite freaking character on the show. I haven't watched it in a long time because I don't think she's on it anymore. So, hi Magnus, how are you? But yeah, but to have somebody message me and be like, I'm gonna unfollow you because I'm not comfortable with you being, not straight. And it's just like, okay, cool. It's just like, what am I supposed to say? Oh, please don't leave. I'll be ever so good. I can't possibly bear to live without you. It's just like, nah. People was like, I'm not doing that. Like, people come and people go, and I'm grateful for everyone in our community, and I appreciate everyone who hangs out with me, who, supports the stream, who supports YouTube, who supports, who supports me. But, I do understand, too, if people decide, I'm not their cup of tea, that's cool. Twitch has a really big directory. There's lots of varieties, lots of different streamers. and lots of different people who won't make you comfortable. But I've got news for you. The world has variety, and whether you like it or not, it's not just straight white people. There are people who are trans. There are people like myself and Oral who are bi. People like Armad Cat who is openly pan. You know, people who are non-binary, people who are ace, people who are gender fluid, and all of them are valid. All of them are valid, and all of them deserve. All of them are valid. All of them are valid, right? You know, and everyone deserves to live their life the way they choose. As long as they are not hurting anyone and they are doing their best to be kind, they deserve to live their life openly and honestly without having people come for them and be like, oh God, I'm really not comfortable with you being queer. Like, that's your belief. And it's just like, no, Karen, that's not a belief. Our identity, our true selves is not a belief. So sit down, Karen. Educate yourself. I feel like I can talk to you about anything. Yeah, you know, I mean, this is why we have these conversations. Yeah, seeing penguins bi. So, you know, and that's not to say, because I've had people be like, oh my God, you hate straight people. It's like, have you met my husband? He is very straight. And I was just like, but the thing is Ron loves everyone. And he doesn't think that people should be judged for being who they are either. Like, it annoys him when people do that. Because he's had dudes at work say stuff and he's just like, no, don't be that person. Mild kink conversation. Yeah, and it's just like, don't kink shame, you know. And I also advocate for learning and educating yourself about like different kinks, like BDSM stuff. Not 50 Shades of Grey, because oh my God, no. No. Because it's important to educate yourself on that, on proper safe practices for BDSM stuff and kink stuff, and also proper aftercare practices, you know, because it's supposed to be nobody does. Because it was very obvious that writer did no research at all, because the things that are shown in those books are deeply problematic and troubling and not an accurate presentation of the BDSM community. Yeah, it is not good. You know, and I spoke about that, you know, that one of my friends, she actually does BDSM, like she's actually a dungeon master. And Ron thought I meant tabletop, and I just went, no. And Ron went, oh. I was like, yes. But she also teaches. She teaches about proper safety, proper safe words, and proper aftercare. You know, because she does not like 50 Shades of Grey either. She says it shows, she's like, essentially it's abuse. Oh, like it's abuse and trauma, and none of it's good. In that whole fucking series, right? Which is just something that we're all just like side-eyeing going, we don't know them. We didn't invite them to the barbecue. They just showed up. It's like they just showed up, but we don't know them. We don't hang out with them. It was like, nah. I'm always happy to answer questions. Yeah, and it's important. And this is the thing, is like proper education is important, especially when it comes to BDSM and, you know, to proper relationships and healthy practices and healthy aftercare. Yeah, so you know, so it's just like, oh my goodness. The other kind of DM, yeah. But the thing is, when you put her on those metal balls in her, during the whole party, that was painful. Yeah. Revolves around the BDSM club that's really good about proper practices, safe, sane, consensual. Yes, exactly, because you have to be, it has to be consensual. Because this is the thing, it's just like, you're consenting adults, yes, but you have to make sure that you do have consent, that you do follow the protocols and practices. Yeah, like there has to be a safe word, there has to be limits, you know, and the thing is, the thing is too, is like you have to be able to trust your partner. And if you can't trust your partner, that is a very big issue. Think I won't be sleeping much even on the Ambien. Oh, Penguin, I'm so sorry. Well, try to get some rest if you can. Okay, so we had to make a token, and we're supposed to give an offering. So we're doing the Jaws of Hakon DLC in Dragon Age. Okay, and they want to fight the Inquisitor because we took down Corypheus. So, and it's called the Trials of Hakon. Basically, we have to fight. All right, I'm ready to fight. Yay! I will try just stressed. Yeah, it's understandable to be stressed. Okay, goodbye! Okay, so we have to step into the ground. We have to enter the arena, and we gotta fight everybody. Wait, where's the arena? Okay, I think it's down here. Wait, this is the door, right? Alright, here we go. We're going in! Yeah, it just... I don't know. It's been weird because... It's just like... When I first started, you know, I knew I wanted to talk about mental health, but, you know, I also had to educate myself, and I realized that some things were affecting my mental health, so I was like, you know, I need to go back to therapy. And I've been doing that. And the thing is, and as I became more vocal about things that I have experienced with racism, with bigotry, with bi erasure, that, you know, there are people who are just like, oh, I just want to chill and vibe. And that's fine. But this is the thing. This is like how my community is. We talk openly and honestly about these things because it's important to normalize, you know, the conversation surrounding mental health and to educate. And frankly, like, you know, because there's this like, oh, don't make it political. It's just like, you do understand my existence is political. I'm not white and I'm not straight. I'm queer and I'm a person of color. Oh, and you know, and I even have to talk about the racism within my own community with like my dad being white because I'm mixed, sure. Like my dad's white, my mom's Filipino. But I've had that like gatekeeping, you know, where I get told that I'm not Asian enough because my dad's white, or I get told I'm too white, you know, and some of that has been said to me by members of my family. On both sides. And I don't talk to those family members anymore with good reason. Drink a cold beer and be like, beat the crap out of everybody. I usually just, you know, have a cocktail or two. Like, if I have a beer, it's usually like a lager. I don't really like beer. You know, and that only happened one time. And that was because the dude kept touching me. And I told him not to touch me. And he touched me. You know, and it's also don't touch people without their consent. And that was a really long time ago when I was much younger, but yeah, I may or may not have slammed his face into the bar and he had a bloody nose. Yeah, but you know, so the more vocal I have become about these things, the more people are like, I'm uncomfortable. And it's just like, okay, well, here's the thing. Yeah, I told him 3 different times, don't touch me. And he kept touching me. Yeah, it was like, and it was some drunken frat college dude. And the thing is, it was my friend's bar. So the funny thing is like the next week, those same dudes came in and they were getting rowdy. So my friend, you know, he's working that night and he just very quietly puts a baseball bat on the counter and looks at them and says, fellas, don't misbehave in my bar. He's like, don't make me use that. And then they behaved themselves the rest of the night. And they're just like, yes, sir. I'm like, yeah. Well, you know, to be fair, he's a really big dude. I need the last thing the balls who don't want to listen to me when I said don't touch me. Yeah, it's just like rule 1. If a person says, hey, don't touch me, don't touch them. And also, you know, like, ask for consent first. Let me go grab Hugs the cat so we can have a chat with these people and the kitten. Yeah, it's why I appreciate people who ask, you know, can I give you a hug? Because If you just like hug me and I don't know you and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? You know? So, um, yeah. So the thing is like, you know, bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah. So the thing is like, as I become more vocal about these things, because I was just like, I could sit here and pretend it's not happening, but no, it is happening, and I have to talk about it. I feel that I need to talk about it for me, as well as to show other, maybe somebody else is going through something similar, and like maybe hearing my experiences will help them to feel a little less alone, to just be like, okay, it's not just me. I know when I have talked to Grim about some of the things I've experienced, like the racist shit I've experienced, like I know he understands because he's been through it too, right? And having someone I can talk to about it, we can, having someone you can talk to about those things, who won't gaslight you, who won't say things like, are you sure it was racist? And it helps. I'm not afraid to use it. I have a hockey stick. I have hockey sticks. And so to have people be like, well, don't you get tired of talking about this? And it's just like, yes. It's like, have you met Black people and people of color? Have you met Black, Indigenous, and people of color, Latino? Like, yes, of course we're tired of talking about. We are so damn tired. Like, we are so damn tired. Like, every time racist shit happens, you know what Grim and I are like? Okay. Because we're tired, but we're not surprised. We are never surprised because we know how it works. We know how it works. And we know that because we're not white, we get reminded of that shit everywhere we go. So yeah, we talk about it. And it's just like, okay. And then people are like surprised. They're like, I'm just surprised you talk about this stuff. And it's just like, where have you been? Like, okay, like, nah. And it's just like, nope. Sunday, this lady was telling me, she was like, you have a nice spirit. I'm like, I'm going to pray to God for you to get a wife. And I was like, oh, okay. My mom was like, no, I don't know my wife. I like men. Then I look up at the sky and say, you know what I want? Yep. Watching the case about the guy who murdered this Asian woman at the salon. He was having a bad day. No, he was not. Like, literally, you play video games where I can saw people and have, you don't see me going full Leatherface on folks. It was racist and intentional. Exactly. And that guy got into so much trouble. And I'm just like, seriously, it's like, he was having a bad day. As it's like, murdering people because you are racist is not having a bad day. It's, you're racist. Period. And it's ridiculous. Like, the guy, the racist neighbor that said this shit to me, that he said, like, one of the other neighbors was like, well, maybe he was having a bad day, and I stared at them, and they just went, oh. I was just like, yeah, I was like, saying racist shit to me is not having a bad day. It's, he's racist. And it's just ridiculous to me. And the thing is like, the microaggressions that we face, that we deal with, and we get told, oh, are you sure it was racist? Are you sure that's what happened? People gaslight us. And, and I'm just like, and believe me, we see, because people were just like, oh, why are you blaming all the white people? And it's like, we're not blaming all the white people, but here's the thing. It's like, if you're our allies, if you're actually our friends, and we see that you don't speak up, and you don't call out, the racist behavior, the racist things that are happening. We see that. We are paying attention. And I get not wanting to like step on any toes. I get that. But if you see that shit happening in front of you and you say nothing, then you are part of the problem. Like, call it out. Because if you see something happening, like somebody's being racist, somebody's being a bigot, call it out. Like, at least step in and say something. Because it's just like, when you say nothing, like, that's the same thing as just like, that adds to the problem. Silence is death. need to speak up. We need to speak up. I speak up about it because I know it's important, because that's part of my life. I've experienced it firsthand. I've like pretty much my entire life. And I don't want young people thinking that they can't change, that they can't evoke that change that they want to see in the world, and show them that speaking up is important and it matters, that the representation matters. Because we have people, like gaslighting us, or telling us that we're overreacting. Are you sure it was racist? Are you sure that's what happened? Or making inappropriate jokes, and telling us, oh, it's just a joke. And it's just like, really? So, so people are just like, oh, well, why do you have to talk about it? And it's like, because it matters. Because until everyone is treated with the same respect and kindness, it's always going to be like this. Oh, and people are like, oh, things are better now. And it's just like, no, they're really not. It's just like, okay, they're like, oh, things are better now. It's just like, are they? Are they? It's just like, it wasn't that long ago with all the stuff that was happening. Like, it wasn't long, that Jim Crow wasn't that long ago. Seriously. And we still see effects of it in our government, where they try to suppress votes, or they try to make it really difficult for Black people and people of color to vote. So, so please miss us with that things are better today than they were before. No, they're not, because we still have systemic racism happening to Black people and people of color. And it's ridiculous. We still have people like trying to tell Native Americans that they can just like stomp on their lands and take even more from them than they already have. And it's just like, and we have these people sitting here going, oh, things are better now. No, they're not. They're still not better. We still have work to do. We still have things to work on. We still have things to, to change. And people are just like, well, you can't just tear everything down. It's just like, why not? It's like, the current system is obviously not working. And they're just like, oh, it's working. And it's like, you're right. It's working in favor of racist white people. It's working in favor of white supremacists, or call them what they are, Nazis. So if that system isn't working, then yeah, it's time to tear it down and to make things better, to actually make things better. So that's why I get really annoyed when people are like at me or sliding into my DMs and being like, you shouldn't talk about this stuff. And it's like, you know what? You don't get to tell me that. It's just like, because because the people who slide into my DMs and tell me they're uncomfortable, they grew up in a different America than the one I grew up in. See, I grew up in America where my mother sat me and my siblings down and had the cop talk with us. And if you are Black or a person of color, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is basically my mom, and I had to do this for my daughter too, talking about what to do if a cop stops you, and where to keep your hands, and how to basically stay alive. Like, my mom was very firm about that, about don't have your hands in your pockets, have your hands out where you can see them. Don't reach for anything. Say yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And my mom telling me they don't know that you're good boys and girls. She's like, all they see is you're not white. And that still sticks with me. My mom saying that to me. And it's just like, that's the world I grew up in. As opposed to people are like, well, they just told us the cops are our friends. And it's like, yes, if you're white, but if you are Black, if you are a person of color, no, they're not your friends. And, and they're just like, oh, well, there are cops who are good. It's just like, but see, that's the difference. It's like, we cannot trust that. We don't know who's good and who's bad, and we can't risk our lives. We can't risk our children's lives for that. Not now, not ever. Maybe one day that will change, but it's not going to change unless we talk about it, unless we contact our representatives unless we speak up about it. Um, you know, so it's just like, yes, I am going to keep speaking about it. And yes, I am going to keep using my platform and using my voice to talk about those things. Because it matters, because it's important. Because, you know, having that conversation with my daughters was not fun for me either. And I had to explain to them how serious this was, that it could be the difference between them living and them dying. And that is an awful thing to think of when you're a parent. But I had to do that the same way my mother had to do that for us. And no parent, no parents of Black children and people of color should have to do that. But we know what it means if we don't have that conversation with our kids. Because his tags were expiring, was the only person of color in the car, so I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, Grim. Yeah, and it's terrifying. Like, that is terrifying for us. And people are like, oh, it's not that scary. And it's just like, actually, yeah, it is. If you're not a white person, you know what it's like. Because we live it every single day. You know, and and we have to think about these things. Like, we absolutely have to think about these things. And people were just like, well, you know, it's not that bad. And it's just like, yeah, you know, just like, try that. Because Ron flat out said that he realized he doesn't think about it. You know, and he says, I'm a guy. And he's just like, and I realized I don't think about it. And he's just saying, he said it hit him. And he's just like, whoa. Yeah, because I explained that I have to think about, like, you know, if somebody's following me, I was like, it's why, you know, I stay close. I was like, it's why I check the seats in the truck and check under the truck. And he was like, yeah. And the thing is, he's just like, I don't think to do that. And so it's like, right, because you're a straight white dude and nobody's going to question you. And he just went, oh my God, yeah. You know, and yeah, and people were just like, oh my God, are you serious? And it's like, yes, Ron became more aware. Like, he was already pretty aware of things, but in the time that he and I have been, you know, dating and the time we've been married, he became even more aware of it. And he said, I just realized, like, you know, what you go through. And he's just like, that the things I take for granted, he's like, you have to worry about. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it's like. You know, me and my husband have been pulled over with cops in the car, and yeah, it frustrates me. The friends I have can't do the same and feel safe. Yeah, and it sucks, and it really freaking sucks. And what happened with that kid in Columbus, and everybody starts just the amount of people who are being racist and explaining things in a hateful manner. And I'm just like, you do understand this was still a child. She's still died. And you're over here being racist as shit and saying really terrible things. And it's just like, shame on you. Like, that's still someone's child. People still mess with me because I'm black, but as a man, most people give their difference was the same privilege, their distance, and like not having to worry about being stalked by random dudes. Yeah, like, we have to worry about, the thing is women have to worry about people following us. We have to worry about, you know, we have to worry about getting kidnapped. We have to worry about, you know, because Ron asked one time when he saw me, like, just dropping down and looking under the truck before I left, and he's just like, honey, what is that? And I explained all those things to him, and he said he realized that he took it for granted because he said one of the girls at work, there was like a little like 24-hour shop, but it's just like the windows were covered, right? For some reason the windows were covered. It's like covered with like sales posters and stuff. And he goes, yeah, but also covered with like newspaper. And I was just like, but it's open. And he goes, yeah. And he said that she made a comment of like, she just goes to the other store down the street because it's open and there's more people. And she's like, and the windows aren't blocked. And he said that she basically commented that it made her nervous that the windows were blocked like that because she's like, you know, what if somebody like takes me? She's like, you know, I have to be safe. Yeah, and she says just, it's kind of creepy, And Ron agreed with her because he's like, yeah, he's like, I get it. He's like, that does seem kind of creepy. And he said that he thought about it, and he's just like, yeah, and he goes, I realize, he's like, I don't think about any of that stuff, and he's like, and women have to think about that stuff all the time. And I was like, yeah. I cannot type. I can't type either some days. I'm just like, some days the cat types for me, when he hops on my keyboard like a goober. Yeah, neither can I. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we did the thing. Oh yeah, you know how when we were playing Stardew yesterday and I couldn't get an octopus? I couldn't sleep, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna play one more day of Stardew, and I caught the octopus. I was like, hit them in the head with a shoe! With a shoe! Well, so far. Hi Alice, how are you? Okay, so we are running around. Yeah, so I think there's like one more trial of Hakon. Oh gosh, that guy is huge. So we won the last 2 matches, and now we have to win this one with the big fella. Still sick? Oh, I'm sorry that you're sick. I hope you feel better soon. I don't know, it's like something's been going around lately, because I got sick with like a migraine last week, and then my throat was sore, and I had no voice for like 2 days. She got a lava eel on the first try too. I did. Nora was just like, damn it. I told Nora, I was like, I got a lava eel on the first try. And Nora was just like, damn it, now I'm grumpy. It's probably because it's early string. So yeah, I have migraines. I get migraines, and they're awful, and I've had them since I was a kid. Oh gosh, my health is tanking. Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Hello, Janet. Oh no, I died. Why? Why? Wow, Vivian is not doing her job of keeping you alive. How dare you, Vivian? Oh. How dare Vivian? Hello, Janet. Okay. Yeah. So last week I only streamed for 3 days. Though, on the other hand, I got migraines, and then I got a really bad sore throat to the point where I had no freaking voice. Vivian is not keeping me alive, and I think she's doing it on purpose now. Because she is social climber. How dare you? Okay, so my boy Blackwall's got me. Okay, there we go. Vivian, you're fired. You're fired, Vivian. Vivian is evil. She's definitely in it for herself. How are you? Caught the glacier fish and the mutant carp today, so I have that going for me. I know, I'm really excited because the last fish I have to catch for the collection is the legendary fish in fall. So I'm like real excited for it, because then it'll be like 100% fishing. Woo woo! Vivian, like, I don't know if she's necessarily evil, but she is definitely in it for herself. Because when you have conversations with Vivian about the plight of the mages, she is not sympathetic at all. And she's just like, well, we need the circles. The circles are order. And she's to the point of exhaustion. And it's just like, she really doesn't understand that her experience as a mage is not necessarily the same experience for the other mages. How are you, Janet? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're doing this. Yeah, but I got sick last week, and I had no voice. Like, I had a weird old man rasp, and I was just like, well, I'm obviously sick. So I was sick for 2 days with it, and like headache and sore throat, and my body ached all over. And the thing is I tried really hard to stay away from everyone in the house when I was sick, and Shai still got sick. Like, she can still talk and everything. Like, she says her throat is scratchy, but that's how mine started, and she's running a fever. She's still running a fever. And she said she feels tired all the time, and that's basically what happened with me. I think I wasn't going to 100% again, but I'm well on my way to doing just that. It's like, I'm only gonna 100% once, see? And then and then you're like, round 2! Fight! Okay. Aha! We did it! Woohoo! Hello, Janet. How are you? Okay, so return to the Arena Master. We won! Yay! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hello? Hello? He's like, what a fight! It's like, yes! Crushing it! Like, yes, we're crushing it. Goodbye! Basically, yeah. Okay, so basically we're supposed to be doing favors for the Avar to get them to like us, and we also have to help the hunter kid, I think. We have to hunt some fade-touched animals, and then we can give it to the kid so he doesn't lose his name. Tired, to be honest, my anxiety has been super high for 3 days now, and it's wearing me down. Tried all my coping mechanisms and they aren't working. Oh, Janet, I'm so sorry. Is there a particular reason you're feeling anxious? Okay, quest map. Quest map. Quest map. Okay, wait. Quest map. Topic. Quest map. Quest map. Okay, so this is, we have to go to this thing, and then we have to go to this thing. Right? Lead the charge! Oh, right, I forgot about that. Oh, right. Yeah, so we gotta go fight fady animals. Fady animals. I'll be here all week. Fade touched animals to help the kid. What are words? Words are hard. Like, what are words? What are words? What a word! I sometimes sing stupid songs because I am derp. Also, I amuse myself making up just random songs because I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I do that. I think it's just something. It's something I did when I was a kid too. I just make up random songs about stuff, like doing the dishes or doing the laundry or just random songs. Nope. Number 2 is the reason, at least not one that I can think of. Okay, well, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we have days where we just feel really anxious. And if your coping mechanisms aren't working, like, that's okay. Sometimes you can try something new, you know, like breathing exercises or, you know, going for a walk or journaling. Sometimes I find writing stuff down, like writing down how I'm feeling, helps a little bit. You know, and sometimes you do everything you can and you still don't feel okay, and that's okay. Sometimes we have days like that. You know, it's just important to do your best to be kind to yourself and be gentle with yourself and acknowledge that, you know, you're not feeling great. It's something the Indiana Jones theme song and turned into a song about digging up artifact spots, and I didn't even realize it. So it's like, let's search for a clue. Okay, wait, here we go. Here, monsters. Oh my goodness. Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here. Oh gosh, little dinosaur dragons. Wait, oh god, oh no. Ah. Whee! They're just like, okay, crap. Oh no, don't on my face, Let's be real, it's a fairly fitting song to be singing something like that too. Well, sure. Well, yeah, you know, that's totally fine. That's okay. Ron teased me this morning because I was just like, I can't remember what. Oh, I remember what I just started singing because I was ordering the groceries for the week, right? And I'm just like, oh yeah, we need this and we need this, and I remembered everything we needed, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, who's got a big brain? It's like, you got a big brain, right? And Ron peeks over and goes, what you doing? Because then I go off going, I like big brains and I cannot lie. Everyone can't deny. You love a big brain. You love a big brain. And Ron just like comes in and he's just standing in the room smiling. And I was like, yeah, everybody love a big brain. And I was just like, oh crap. Because he scared the shit out of me. Because he's just standing there grinning. He's like, what you doing? And I was like, nothing. Nothing at all. I was like, you saw and heard nothing. He's just like, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, he was just so amused by it. And he's like, what you doing? I was like, nothing. No, I'm not doing nothing. Realized I was doing it until Koski said something. And Ron's just like, so, you like big brains, huh? And I'm just like, shut up. It's bad enough that I'm thinking I don't want to stream. Just seems draining, but I need to stream. It usually does me good in the end. Pastor Ron for the win. Yes. My Inquisitor keeps dying, and it's just like, it's making me angry at Vivian. Vivian, why are you like this? Okay, we might have to bring Iron Bull. I'm just saying. Okay, so what about... Okay, so streaming is draining, sure. Okay, so what is it about streaming that is draining for you? Okay, so Pastor Ron for the win. Yeah, he's just like, everything's cool. It's like, everything's cool. Oh, okay, do not. Okay, so Blackwall leveled up. Let me get his level up skills. Yeah, so sometimes I'm not feeling it when I start stream. You know, but then I remind myself, like, you know, hanging out with everyone and just like talking about how I'm feeling can help a lot. You know, just being able to talk about it with everyone in our community. You know, and just being honest about how I'm feeling. And usually people are really understanding. You know, usually everyone in our community is really understanding because, you know, they're like, oh, you know, Mom, I've had days like that too. And, you know, and it helps, right? Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome. But each person is different. So when I kind of, okay, so, oh, everybody leveled up but me? Rude. So when I popped off on Shy and Ron on Saturday because I was feeling really, really tired, I summed it up for them. Because the truth is, streaming is draining. Content creation is hard, right? And putting yourself out there and like being on for everyone. Like, ultimately, I'm just myself. You know, at the end of the day, I do my best to just be my best self and just be here and be present with everyone. And just remind myself that sometimes there's going to be quiet nights, sometimes there's going to be quiet days, sometimes people lurk, because I get told a lot that people like lurking in my streams, because, which is a very nice compliment, seriously, to anyone who lurks. Like, thank you. You know, lurking definitely helps. Being bubbly for that long is what is draining, so don't do it. Like, if it's, so when I talk to all of you about how I'm feeling, I'm honest with you all when I have a gray day. When I say, hey, I'm struggling today, you know, my anxiety is kicking my ass, you know, or I'm just like, you know, I'm having a depression day and it's really awful. I'm honest with all of you about it. You know, or I'll say, like, you know, I'm sorry for the low energy, but today is not great. You know, I'm honest with everyone about that, because the thing is like, your community understands. If you have fostered and built a community that is kind and welcoming and supportive, they will understand if you're having a tough time. They will understand and be supportive if you're having a rough day. And if you're not feeling bubbly, you don't have to be bubbly. You know, and yeah, and you should stream when you feel you want to stream, when you feel that you have a challenge. Do I stick to my schedule? Yeah, for the most part. But like last week, I was sick for 2 days, and I was just like, there's no way, and no voice. I was just like, there's no way I can stream like this, and I was like, and I hated canceling, but I realized that I needed to rest. I needed to rest so I could feel better, because if as I have said, you cannot do things well if you are not feeling well, and it's important to take care of you, and it's important to rest if you need to. If you need to take a day off, take a day off. It's okay. Can I be more laid back when I'm on stream? I'm not a bubbly person by nature, especially as an introvert. It sure as heck is draining to try to force myself to act energetic. Yeah, like we could be like everybody else, and but I'd rather be myself. I'd rather be honest about who I am and how I'm feeling. And yeah, sure, being bubbly is great if that's how you're feeling, but if you're not feeling bubbly, if you're not feeling like real energetic, like that's okay. Just be honest about it. Just be like, yeah, I don't really feel bubbly today, everyone. Like, I'm feeling kind of low today. Because the people in your community will understand and they will be supportive. Because I know the times I have canceled my streams because I've been sick, or because like my mental health has not been, I'm having like a really bad mental health day, and I'm just like, what, I need to take the day off and self-care. Everyone in our community has been incredibly kind and supportive. They understand. People will understand when you take time for you. You should take time for you if you need to. Yeah, do what you have the spoons for. Yeah, if you're low on spoons, then take a day. Like, it's okay. You should stream if you want to. Like, if you feel you have the spoons to stream, then yeah. But if you don't, that's okay too. Tell people I'm having a quiet day on stream. Yeah, and sometimes you do have quiet days on stream, and it doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means, it's a quiet day. It's a low day. They happen. And and the thing is just be honest about it. As people will appreciate your honesty, and they will appreciate you being vulnerable. And having the courage to be vulnerable. The non-entitled people are always going to be supportive of you. Yeah, and honestly, it's just like, do you really want to surround yourself with people who are entitled and expect you to be something you're not? I'd rather be around people who like me for me on my good days and my bad days. Maybe in the top cutting stream early. Oh, Normal, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just like sometimes you're just like, well, here we are. And and the thing is like, yeah, people are gonna, people come and people go. That's just the way the world works. That's the way life works. So, you just do your best to treasure each moment with, with the time you have, the time you have with them. And yes, it can be very draining. Like, I love you all, but after stream, it takes me a little time to wind down, I did test stream on my last mobile phone. Oh, did you, Golden Dragon? How did it go? Oh my goodness. Like, so Saturday, I was still trying to rest up. Like, I managed to like stream for a few days last week, but I was still, trying to get better. Like, I was still feeling a little run down, and I was trying to rest. And Chai and Ron started arguing and going back and forth, and I'm just sitting there going, oh my god. Right? Because I'm just like sitting there and I'm just thinking, oh my god, seriously? Oh my god. Like, all I wanted was to enjoy my cup of coffee and just have some quiet moments. And it didn't happen. And I got mad. And I told them, I love you both. I was like, but you're driving me crazy. And they were just like, what? And I explained to them, as it's like all week long. And it's just like, I've been streaming. I was like, and I've also been sick this week. And I was like, and the thing is like, I do everything. I've been doing my best to like talk to people and listen to people and be supportive. And I was like, but when it's my day off, it was just like, it's Saturday, right? Saturday and Sunday. It was Saturday was happening. Like, but when it's my time off, I was like, I would like a day where it's quiet, where I don't have to talk to anybody, where I can just be and not listen to you two argue. It's like, if you're gonna argue, go outside. They both stared at me, went, and I hear them both go, sorry, okay, my bad. And Ron's just like, we're not trying to stress you out, honey. And I'm just like, well, it's not working. Yeah, and then they both went outside and they had their debate outside. They actually listened, and I was just like, thank you. Not that great. I don't talk much, to be honest. Think I play Kingdom Hearts or something like that for mobile. Oh, okay. Well, Golden Dragon, that's okay. Also frustrating that nobody RL sees what I'm doing as a job. It's hard work, and I'm working to make something of this. It is a job. Content creation is very hard. Just took some CBD to help with the nerves. Oh, Penguin, I hope it helps. Yeah, it is a job. And I'm sorry, content creation is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. You know, and not everyone does. And sometimes people try it out and you're like, oh, it's not for me. And like, that's okay too, you know? Like, not everybody is good at the same thing. And it's okay to try something out and realize it's not for you and move on to something else that you are good at, that you do like. I still get some followers. Well, Golden Dragon, you know, if you ever decide to stream, you know we'll support you. This is the thing. Content creation is hard, and it's a lot of hard work. You know, and you get what you put into it. You know, like, if it's a hobby, cool. But if you're trying to like make something of yourself, or you're trying to, you know, make it like a permanent thing, then yeah, it takes a lot of work. You know, it takes a lot of work and, you know, a lot of research and, you know, and yeah, and it's not for everyone, and it is hard, and it can be really draining. There are days where you're gonna have like some quiet nights, and of course, with things opening up, that of course will affect some things as well. Okay, so we have to lead the charge. Yeah, so we're going up and forward. I think we have to go back to Skyhold sometime soon, though, because the table thing. I think we have to. Oh no! I forgot about the giant spiders. Shit. It works for sleep painter, but goes good in cocktails. Because cocktail has CBD, relaxes you. Yeah. The one thing I will say about CBD oil, almost have 30, and thing is, I don't know if most are bot follows or people follows. Well, there's good news. Good news, everyone. It's a suppository now. There's good news. Twitch has been cracking down on bot follows. So if they think that it's a bot follow, they've been removing the bot followers. So, here we go. Hello. Okay, so we're supposed to help the Inquisitors, soldiers. Yeah, so if there are bot follows, Twitch has been pretty good about removing them. I think they removed like a bunch of bots recently. Just, you know, to get rid of them. So if there are bot followers, don't worry, they will be removed. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's one of, I think it was Ron's sister, it was her mother-in-law, was suggesting CBD oil for me for my anxiety, and I said, well, I need to talk to my doctor about it. And she's like, well, and I kind of got annoyed with her because she goes, well, it worked for me and you should try it. And I was very firmly but calmly told her, well, I will talk to my doctor about it. And that's the thing. It's like, here's the thing. If something works for you, great. Right? And it's like, but what works for one person may not work for the next person. And, you know, it is a good idea to talk to your doctor about, you know, about it just to be sure. Hi, Julius. How are you? And few channels, so I don't know what to do with them. Yeah. And because the thing is like, it might not work for, you know, for another person. Hi Julius, how are you? Bot follows? Yeah, I saw something about some dude that lost like a bunch of followers because they were bots, and I'm just like, well, you know, and I was just like, well, you know, it happens. whatever. You know, I don't bother with unless they start posting in chat. Yeah, it's just like, if they start posting in chat, then that's like totally different. Okay, no, 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 no. Oh wait, did we do it? Did we do it? We're supposed to be helping the Inquisitor soldiers. Soldiers are here. Wait, where are you going? Oh. What? Wait, what are we running after, man? He's just like, I don't know, nothing. Hello, we did the thing. We did the thing.
We've beaten back those Haconite bastards. My men and I will hold.
Oh my goodness.
Haconites along the river still pose a threat. After this last battle.
Yes, but Janet, what you do is a real job, and yes, it, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to get there, but 2 million or something like that. Yeah, I don't really pay attention to the person because I don't even know who they are, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay, so we need to fight the Hackonites. Hackonites! I should go. Alright, sir! Okay, so lead the charge. Okay, so we're leading the charge? Wait, are we leading the charge? Oh, it looks like there's something here. And then there's something here. So we gotta go up and I guess we have to get rid of the Fade Rift that's there. So, yay! Because bots are icky. I'm good. Just have woke up today. Today is a work day. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. But yeah, when I first got into streaming, I wasn't sure, you know, how it was gonna go. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be terrible or awful or whatever. But honestly, it went surprisingly well. List of creators on their channel was all. Oh, okay. Yeah. And the thing is if it hadn't been for people like Makari and Glam and Dylan, I don't know if I would have kept streaming. But the thing is they encouraged me and they were really supportive. You know, because when I was just like, you know what, I think I want to try it and just try something that scares me. And you know, I'm still not comfortable in front of a camera. Like, even when I take pictures of myself, it's just like, it's like I take like 10 pictures and I maybe like 2 of them. You know, because I am self-conscious about my looks and I'm self-conscious about me. But I'm starting to slowly, you know, embrace like who I am, you know, acknowledging the fact that, yeah, I'm getting older, I'm getting gray in my hair, and it's not a scary thing, it's not a bad thing, it's just another part of the adventure and journey that is life, right? But I'm still not comfortable in front of a camera, and I may never be comfortable in front of a camera. And I know people were like, well, you should be on camera while you're streaming. And it's just like, why? And it's just like, and the thing is, it's not necessarily like I need to necessarily be on camera at all. I mean, Makari's having fun with VTuber stuff. And he's doing amazing at it. And I'm really proud of him for trying something new and enjoying himself. You're not getting older, you're leveling up. Yes. I mean, in 70s, he has like this really cool duck avatar that just makes me giggle every time I see it. Right? But he's having fun too. Right? So it's just like, I don't necessarily need to be on camera. You know? And it's just like, that's just not my way. And, you know, it just goes to show that everyone has their own way. You know, and what works for some may not work for others, you know, and people have to figure out their own way and figure out their own way of doing things and what works for them and what doesn't. You know, but, you know, as I said, I feel very lucky that I was able to make some really good friends on Twitch, and, you know, and I'm grateful for the VTubing community's chill AF. Yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice and they're really cool and they're supportive, which is really nice. I was like, you have to have a cam. No, you don't. You really don't. You know, not if you don't want to. And honestly, with my content and the way and the things we talk about, like focusing on the conversations and the games we were playing, that's what works for me. You know, because nobody's worrying about like what the hell I look like. You know, they're actually listening to the things that we talk about, you know, with mental health, with LGBTQIA issues, with frank, open, and honest discussions with other parents. As a parent who is queer and a parent of, you know, of a child that is bi and demisexual, you know, I can have those conversations and not worrying about what I look like, and you know, and it's a lot less pressure. People like you to inspire me to keep going and growing. Yeah, I mean, when I first started streaming, I'm grateful for, you know, for Glam and Dylan. Yeah, Dylan encouraged me. Makari encouraged me from day one. He was really supportive, and he always has been. And I'm really grateful for his friendship because Makari is a very sweet person, and he's always incredibly kind to everybody. I know, and you know, so is Dylan, so is Glam. And because of, you know, our family with the Raven Guard, like they were really supportive of me when I first started streaming. Like they showed up and they showed support, and I am so grateful for that. I hope streams get better when I don't have cam on. Yeah, it's just like it's less pressure, right? Like it's less pressure, and you can just be yourself. YouTubers are my jam. Yeah, it's just like whatever. And this is a thing, you know, when Ron's just like, oh, okay, you know, you want to do this, like, you know, for your job, and it's just like, yep. Thinking about it also, yeah, Glenn was like literally one of the first people who streamed when I went on Twitch. That's how I met you and Norl. Yeah, and it's just like, and it made me so sad today when I saw Glam's Twitter post and seeing somebody being like really mean to him. And I was just like, and my initial thought was, first of all, how dare you? You know, and you know, and my second thought was, it's like, Glam is such a sweet person. Like, he is such a good dude. I was like, and he totally did not deserve that. And it's just like, and he was right. And I like to tweet because it's just like, well, you know, he's right. It's just like, you don't know what a person is going through, so just be kind. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to be cruel, you know, but don't be unkind, you know, but don't go out of your way to like say mean shit. Yeah, and they were like saying these mean comments, and I'm just like, excuse you? Right? And I was just like, what the F? Yeah, going out of your way to make someone feel like crap. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? He is a sweetheart. Met me through Drifter? Probably. I don't know, maybe through Dylan, Janet? Brings out her yardstick. Yeah, and it's just like one of the things that Ron and I commented on is just like we've known Glam, we've been following Glam and hanging out with Glam for gosh, a long time. Like I think it's almost 3 years now. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. So the thing is like lost track of how I've met most people. Yeah, the thing is Ron and I commented about the fact that, you know, for as long as we've been following Glam, he, you know, and hanging out with Glam and, you know, and being friends with him, he is always the same person. He stayed the same person he has always been. Like before and after he got partner. Like, you know, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes the people get that partner bad. Sometimes they change not for the better. You know, like that's not everyone. It's just every now and then, right? But Glam has stayed the exact wonderful person that he has always been. You know, and he's kind and he's funny and he genuinely cares about others, and like he's always been the same humble, sweet dude. And so when I saw that this morning, I definitely felt irritated that somebody went out of their way to be unkind to him. And I'm just like, are you serious right now? Just like, what are you doing? So I met Mom through Glam, then Dylan probably around the same time. Yeah. Yeah, I think 70s it was because of Rainbow. And 70s is cool too. Like, he's a lot of fun to hang out with. Yeah, but I saw that this morning and I'm just like, so you just decided, oh, let me just be some type of way. And I was like, I don't care who you are, like if you're hurting, I'm sorry that you're hurting. I'm sorry that you're unhappy, but that doesn't mean you get to go out of your way to take that out on other people who don't deserve it, who have done nothing to you to deserve it. It's just like your condition does not entitle you to treat people unkindly. If you are having a tough time, okay, I'm sorry that's happening. If you are hurting, if you are struggling, I am also sorry that is happening. If you want to talk about it, you can. But going out of your way to lash out at others because you are so unhappy does not make it okay. Like I have a bad day sometimes, sure. But I know that it's nobody's fault that I'm having a bad day. I know, if I'm having like a low day with my depression or with my anxiety, that is no one's fault. Sometimes I have good days and sometimes I have bad days. But it's no one's fault, and the last thing I'm going to do is go out of my way to hurt someone else in order to make myself feel better. Because that doesn't solve the problem. That doesn't solve the issue, and it's not healthy, and it's not okay. And the thing is like, if you're having a tough time, like, yeah, that's all right. You're not alone in that. Many people go through things that are hard, or you have a lot of ups and downs. It happens. But if you are choosing, and and make no mistake, it is a choice. If you are choosing to go out of your way to hurt someone else because you're having a hard time and you're like, well, I want them to feel as miserable as I do, that is not healthy. And it's also cruel. And you don't need to be that person. You don't need to go out of your way to hurt others and tear others down in order to make yourself feel better. And you have a choice. You have a choice in each thing you say and do. Everyone does. So you can either choose to be unkind and tear people down and make them feel terrible so you can feel good about yourself, or try to feel better about yourself for exactly 1 to 5 minutes, and then you go right back to feeling miserable and not liking how you feel or how you are until you do it to the next person and the next person, and then wonder why you're not happy. Or you can choose to do your best to be kind. You can talk openly and honestly about how you're feeling, and be real, and discover that people for the most part are kind and understanding, and maybe they're going through something similar and they can talk to you about it and maybe give you some advice about it, or just be supportive. And then you put a little good out in the world, or you help someone. Hi, Red Lotus. I'm feeling mentally exhausted today. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling mentally exhausted. Is there any particular reason why? Do you want to talk about it? And this is the thing. And burned out? Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling burned out. Do you need to just take a break from things? And that's the thing, because people are like, oh, well, so maybe people don't have a choice. It's like, in how you treat others, you have a choice. You can choose kindness or you can choose cruelty. It's up to you. But the thing is at the end of the day, most people don't want to be around behavior that's unkind. I can understand having a bad day, and I can understand lashing out, but if people tell you hey, that's not okay, this is hurtful, the thing to do is to sincerely apologize and try to make it right. But that's up to you. It's your choice. We make choices about those things every day. Oh my goodness, I really don't like the giant spiders, and yet we have to, of course, fight giant hecking spiders for this quest. Are you just burned out from writing, or is it other stuff? But but this, but this is the thing, it circles back to like content creation is hard, and it takes a lot of, effort, and it takes a lot of, it takes a lot of energy. But if this is something that you want to do, then yeah, it is something you can do, if you want to. Okay, I wish I could. There's so many things going on. I'm tired of, having to like react to everything. I'm tired from reacting, and I've been told I'm a bad person for not saying anything, that my silence is bad. Okay, I don't necessarily know what that means, but in the short time that I've gotten to know you, I don't think that you are a bad person. And I don't necessarily know what your silence is about. Well, and it's okay to feel tired. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. And it's not necessarily great, and that's true. Oh my gosh, really? Just freaking pick up the thing. Where is the piece that we're supposed to get? Nope, that's not it. Did we miss the giant spider? Wait a minute. Oh gosh. I don't think it's that. Like, we killed the giant white spider, right? So, and I don't know who told you that you're a bad person, but I don't necessarily think that's true, but I don't know the context of, whoever told you that. But it's okay to feel tired of things. It's okay to feel sad. And sometimes just saying, I don't know what to say is an answer. And it's okay if you don't know what to say. Sometimes it's hard to have those conversations. Okay, wait a minute. It says,
everyone remember not to look down.
Did you?
He's saying that because you already did.
Okay.
The whole game of who looked down and suddenly felt the weight of their own mortality, shall we?
Alright, wait. I don't know where the Fade monster is. I'm pretty sure it was down there. Yes, right. The thing in the case thing, I didn't say anything because I don't know enough about the situation. I'm tired of angry reacting to every things with cops. Like, as a white woman, I feel I should step back and let others speak. Red Lotus, that's totally fine. Everyone needs and everyone deserves a break now and again, even if that stuff. If someone's harassing you to always react to shit, they need to go suck it. Look. So the things I've said, yeah, because somebody asked me about something, and I said, look, when I said what I said, I am not implying that people are a bad person. Okay, when I said, look, we see our white allies who don't speak up. And when we say that we see the ones who don't speak up, we mean the ones that see the racism happening in front of them and don't say anything. Or, or they don't necessarily stand up for others when they see the stuff happening. That's what we're talking about. But no, I do not think that means, oh, okay, I didn't kill him. He's just waiting to eat our face. Yep, that's awesome. But I do not mean that that means that they are a bad person. And yes, okay, so it's like Dominic said when he had the whole Richard Marx snafu, that he said that, he felt that they as white people needed to take a step back and follow the lead of black people and people of color. And I could totally respect that. And I appreciated him saying that, acknowledging that, like, follow the lead of the people who aren't white, because they are the ones that are living through this. We are the ones that are living through this. We are the ones that are experiencing this. Right. So I can appreciate that. But yes, as Noral said, everyone needs a break. And, sometimes I can't handle it on certain days. Sometimes I'm just like, I just need a break, because we do need a break from that, and so it's okay to take breaks, and it's okay if you just honestly say, I don't really know what to say, and you're comment of, as a white woman, I feel like I need to just like take a step back. That is more than fair. It does not mean that you are a bad person. It means that you are genuinely considerate and you are genuinely taking that to heart and understanding that, yeah, that it's not about you, and that is totally okay. And thank you for acknowledging that and being self-aware of that. I appreciate you. But whoever said to you that you are a bad person based on that, seriously? No. No, you are not. That is more self-awareness than most people have. Truly. But also I don't know what to say. I don't know what people of color experience. I want to learn to be better. And that is perfectly valid. Thank you. That is an honest answer. Saying I don't know what to say is an honest answer. And saying I want to learn and be better. I want to educate myself and be better. That is valid. And, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do that. Because so many people, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience, so many people expect you to be like, like I can't count how many times I've had people to say to me, "You're Asian, right? What do you think?" And it's just like, and I remember getting a little aggravated one time when that happened. They're like, "Well, you're Asian, right? What do you think?" And I'm just like, I'm not going to be your token Asian person. I'm like, I'm not your token Asian guide on racism. And they're just like, what? And it's just like, this is the thing. A lot of people that have said that to me, it's like they expect me to do the emotional labor, the emotional heavy lifting, rather than educate themselves. Like asking questions is one thing, but just being like, hey, you're Asian, right? Is this racist? Is this okay? Like, please don't do that to us because that is exhausting. So we genuinely appreciate the people that are willing to educate themselves and then have a conversation with us and are actively trying to do better and to learn. Why you follow the royal family? They're bad. I follow them because I admire them and I rate them. Yeah, I saw that and I was just like, they're just people. They're people like anyone else. And they're not necessarily good or bad. Like there are things that are good and there are things that are bad. There's good and bad in everything. It's like, and if you only focus on the bad, then yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. If you can acknowledge that things are not necessarily perfect and there are things that are flawed, that people have flaws, then that is a realistic observation. And gatekeeping, and I kind of get the impression that the person that said this to you may have been a white person. So please take this with a grain of salt. Dear white people, BIPOC folks deal with enough racist crap and microaggressions and constant like, hey, is this racist, or really ignorant questions every single day. Do you really want to gatekeep other white people and calling them out for not saying anything because they don't know what to say or because they actually want to educate themselves and learn? You little kiddos is like, please don't do that. Also, also, dear white people, we already deal with enough, and maybe the other side of that is, how should I put this? We don't need white saviors. Thank you. Like, I get it. You want to help? Then help. Help by donating to Black Lives Matter, to the Bail Project, to support Black businesses. Those are ways that you can help. Sitting there and gatekeeping all the other white people, being like, well, why didn't you say anything, Brenda? Why didn't you say anything? Don't do that. Don't be that person. Like, we don't need you to save us, okay? We have had to advocate for ourselves for centuries, literal centuries. Like, do call out the racist behavior when you see it. Do acknowledge, do acknowledge that you come from a place of privilege. Do acknowledge that that while you yourself may not be racist, that yes, the system is racist towards black people and people of color. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, right? Rah rah team and all that. But by speaking up, you help by acknowledging those things. Like acknowledging the privilege, acknowledging the white privilege, acknowledging the systemic racism that basically only seems to benefit white people. Yes, help by supporting people of color, not trying to be the Captain America of people of color. Exactly. Because we really don't need that. We really don't need that. And to every single white person that says, like, see, we helped this black person, we helped this person of color, and we made their lives better. Real talk, stop doing that. Seriously, no. Because don't help if you think it's gonna basically get you a Captain America shield and a pat on the back and some milk and cookies. That's not how it works. If you're only doing this to get, quote, clout, street cred, no. Help because you genuinely want to help. Help because you genuinely want to help us tear down that racist system and rebuild a better one where everyone is free. Don't help because you want to post it on social media and get some clout and get noticed. If that's the only reason that you're speaking up and saying anything, yeah, no, exit to the left. like please help us because you genuinely want to help us, because the system is racist and broken and you actually want to help. Do not gatekeep other white people or browbeat them or show your whole ass about, well, why aren't you speaking up, Brenda? Like, don't be that white person. Seriously, just help us. Help because you want to help, because that the system needs to change, while acknowledging the white privilege, while acknowledging that it is a system that is built on the backs of black slaves to benefit white people. All right? When you can do all of those things, then yes, you can come sit at the barbecue with us. But if you cannot, and you're sitting here basically being rude and telling people like Red Lotus that they're a bad person because you don't speak up, Brenda, you don't speak up, you just sit there, you're not woke. And it's just like, okay, seriously, it's like, how to be woke? Acknowledge that it's not happening to you. Acknowledge that it happens to us. Acknowledge that Grim and I are not white everywhere we go, and we are reminded of it every single time. Okay? Because, and you can be mad about that, and then you can speak up, and you can use your privilege to speak up and to genuinely help because you genuinely want to help. Not because you want to post on social media, not because you want to look good in front of your friends, or you want to look hot for Chad down the street. Help because you actually want to help, because deep down that racism and the systemic racism in our country is wrong and it's the right thing to do. That's it. That's it. And do your best to be kind. Do your best to be kind, because oh my God, we have so much crap going on where people are awful to one another. Just awful. Just awful. And so we have enough of that. So maybe try doing your best to be kind. Try doing your best to understand that everybody has limits to what they can do to help. People have limits for their mental health, for their social, for their mental health, for their emotional health. And acknowledge that. And understand that you don't know what a person's going through. So just be kind. And think about how you use your words and your actions. Think about how that affects another person. Because there are two people that are going to carry that weight. When you do something unkind, when you say something cruel, it's going to be you and the person that you directed that at. You will carry that weight. So wouldn't you rather lift that weight, ease their burden by being kind? And educate yourself. Read books. Google is free. And educate yourself. And if you still have questions, you can say like, hey, I looked into this and I learned this. Is this true? And then you can have a conversation, because that's the thing. It's not up to us to do all the emotional heavy lifting, to deal with all the trauma and do the trauma labor for you. Everyone should educate themselves. I do constant research for stuff. I mean, even with mental health, I am constantly researching things and looking things up, when I have questions about things. And I try to share that information and that education with all of you. And that, especially in our Discord with our mental health channel, offer resources for people who may need it. I'll be like, hey, if you're going through this, this is what you can do. Or like when we had a discussion about toxic behavior, with our family and our friends. And I posted an article about that, offering like ways to interact with toxic people and ways to basically distance and disconnect and remove toxic people from our lives. And yes, Google is free, and yes, it is a rabbit hole. But the thing is like, if there's books that you want to read, you can find a bibliography on Google for the things that you're looking for, for research. Was there an infusion? It's free. Yes. I will not write a people of color main characters. I've mentioned this before. Was attacked for saying I don't feel comfortable writing people of color main characters. I don't know their stories, and that feels like enough. Does that sound wrong? I'm curious. I don't. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a bad person. Yeah, you write what you know, and I get it, and I get what you're saying. Oh, these are the people I have to deal with. Okay, well, gotta deal with this guy. Oof. And I got frozen in ice. Oh, that sucks. It can also mislead you in the wrong places. Yeah, like, this is why it's important to just, like, research multiple things, and acknowledge which things might be real, which things might not be real. Snopes is good for that, and, they basically do a lot of research and tell you, like, hey, this isn't true, like, don't believe that. And the library, you can go to the library, you can look up a bunch of things. And that helps too. But the thing is like, this is why it's important to research, and to take things with a grain of salt, like things that give you facts and give you actual resources, like, oh, you can read more here, in this book, and they give you like an index of information. Like, that's what you want, not things like Fox News. Like, seriously, please stop it with Fox News. Please stop encouraging them. So, so that way you have that education. And there's videos on YouTube too with activists and people who actually research this, who are teachers, who are professors. Education where Fox News has no actual news of foxes. Yeah, I know. Adams is like, there are no foxes. He's just like, -5. Thanks, I hate it. I was like, where are the foxes? It was like, oh my goodness. Heckin' guy with the shield. He's just like, nope. He's like, nope. Fox News more like Fox joke. It was like, here is a joke about foxes. The end. They're like, wait, what? They're like, It's like, oh my goodness. My nephew, one of my little nephews, he's at that age where everything related to poop is funny. And he's like, do you want to hear a joke, Tita? And I was like, sure. And he's like, knock, knock. And I was like, who's there? He's like, poop. And I was like, poo poo. He's just like, haha, it sounds like poo poo. He's like, see, it's funny. And I'm just like, okay. And his mom is just like, I'm sorry. And it's like, nah, I get it. He's 5. um, oh my goodness. Well, okay. So yes, they're too young to learn. This is the thing. You can explain things in a way that children understand. They're not stupid. Because I want to give back to all the books I've read. I want to be able to make a King Arthur this king who retains his nobility even in the face of darkness. That sounds cool. Yeah, like, yes, there are some things that young people, kids are too young to understand. However, children are not stupid. And you can talk to them about some things and explain it in a way that isn't scary to them, that that makes them understand. Because the thing is like with everything that's happening, a lot of kids, they're scared. It's scary to hear about all these things that are happening, and they need an explanation, from their parents, from their families, that is, explained in a way that they can understand. Like, you don't have to go into graphic detail, but you can explain it in a way that helps them to understand, and to let them know that it's okay to be scared, but explain what's happening in a way that they can understand, that makes it seem less scary. Because not knowing what's happening and not knowing why it's happening is even scarier for kids. It's like when the assassination of Kennedy happened, and Mr. Rogers talked about it and told the parents, like, hey, like, please turn off the news, don't let the kids see that, and just talk to them about it. Like, talk to them about what happened, and talk to them about it in a way that isn't super scary for them, and talking to them about it in a way that helps them to understand. And he was right, because he's like, kids are very intuitive, and they know when something's wrong, they know when bad things are happening, but they don't necessarily know the hows and the why. So explaining, sitting down with them and talking about those things in a way that can help them to understand, in a way that they can understand it, just very simple. It's like, sometimes there are bad things that happen in the world because there are people that, that are racist, and explaining that, it's like they don't like people who are different, because they think that different is scary and bad, and it's not necessarily true. So when you have those conversations with kids, and make it so they can, and just like talk to them like they're a person, and explain to them in a way that isn't scary and isn't overwhelming. Kids are okay. They're pretty resilient. That's how my mom did it. Yeah, that's how my grandparents did it. That's how my mom did it in her own way. My dad too. Just matter of fact, and just very simple, and talking in a way, and and acknowledging that fear. Like when the kids say, like, this is scary, you acknowledge that, like, yeah, and you can admit to them that you're scared too. If you're like, yeah, this worries me too, it's scary, because in that way it lets them know that it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be worried, and hearing, that their parents are a little scared and worried too, like, that helps them to feel a little less alone also. Because I know far too many adults that don't give kids enough credit, and think like, oh god, kids don't know anything. And it's just like, of course they don't know everything, and they don't know anything. It's just like, but they know more than you think, and kids know when adults are lying to them. Like, and if they don't know right away, they figure it out soon enough. It's a matter of them just realizing, like, hey, the world can be a scary place sometimes, but it doesn't always have to be scary. And one of the ways it doesn't have to be scary is, the parents sitting down and talking with them about things. Because those conversations are important, and being open and honest with your kids is definitely a good way to be. And it helps them to learn, because they learn from us. And the way we cope with things, the way we deal with things, the way we talk about things, sets up the blueprint and the precedent for how they will handle things in their teen years and in their adult life. You know, so just having an open and honest conversation with them, you know, is a good idea. All right, where is... Okay, so one of the things... Oh, I don't need to unlock that door. Okay, so we have to clear Hakonite camps. I think we have to follow the river? I think we have to follow the river. I'm not sure. Man, the thing is like there's all these like hills and cliffs, so sometimes it's hard to like navigate. Oh, right. I forgot we have that kid's offering. Okay, so we need to go right over here. Alright, so I'm gonna give it to the kid so he doesn't lose his name. Going to get in my PJs? In your jammies! Okay, so we need to... So this quest is basically the kid... If we give it to the hunter, the kid loses his name. If we give it to the kid doesn't lose his name, and he can give the offering so he won't get exiled. Alright, hello, kid. Are you in here? Okay. Hello, kid. Here you go. Here, take the offering. Ta-da! We did it! Yes, you can. Oh. He's just like, I can't. Yeah, he did accept an offering from the hand that gave it. Yes, this kid shouldn't have to lose his name. Like, holy crap.
I'll let you rest.
Alright. Yay! Okay. So return to the lady. Okay, I think she's up here. Oh wait, actually I think she's down below. Hang on. Crap. I went the wrong way! Are those boobs or are those hella large pics? Where? Wait. Who has boobs? Wait, does someone have boobs? Well, you notice a lot of the Avar men, they have like, some of them wear cloaks, and then some of them wear Finn's a boy. Yeah, it's just large pics. The way the Avar men dress is like some of them have like the heavy fur cloaks, and then some of them have like, see, like this guy here have like the vests with their chests out. So yeah, they like showing off their pecs. They like showing off their pectoral muscles. They're like, hey, they're like, do you like muscles? Like, do you like muscles? We like muscles. Hey. Yes. So the way some of the Avar men dress is basically, you know, it seems to be the younger men, and then when they get older, they wear the cloaks. And then the women have like the hooded cloaks and pants. Okay. Yay! Okay, we did it. Okay. Alright, goodbye! Lady keep you. We did the thing. We did the thing? Yeah, so basically, we did that. From the finish, scissor, don't walk around with your with your pecker out. Your pectorals? Your pectorals. I feel like there's a story. So the Avar are basically, essentially like Northmen. They're like Vikings. And yes, the Avar are here. The Jaws of Hakon. So we're looking for proof of the first Inquisitor, Meriden. The thing is with I played this so many times. How can we enter the fortress? Oh, right. Okay. Oh, right, we have to research it. A murder! A murder! A murder mystery. Alright, goodbye. Goodbye. Walk with the lady's blessing. Alright. So we're gonna go. Basically, it shows how corrupted and how far the Chantry had fallen because they covered up a lot of things. Okay. So, Mau, 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 mau. Oh, right. We have to meet Colette at the Tivint ruins. Okay. So here and here. Wait a minute. What is in that cave? Oh, that thing. Okay. So we want to go. See, I couldn't find this thing. Where the hell was it? Okay. So there's a rift here, and we gotta go here and here. Alright, so let's go here. I feel like... I don't know. I don't know yet. Okay, well, let's go here for a minute. I'm no longer in my jammies. Oh my goodness. It's almost 10 p.m. I need to eat. Yeah, go eat. Yeah, so the thing is like the Chantry covered up a lot of stuff. Not the current Chantry, but the Chantry before, and you know the other Chantry. The higher ups may know the truth, but Ameridin disappeared, and then the first blight happened, and they're just like, well, what do we do, right? The thing is, you find out that not only was Inquisitor Ameridin, you know, like he didn't abandon everyone, but not only did he not abandon everyone, he was a Dalish elf, and he followed the old ways, right, of the Dalish elves, and he was Andrastian, and he was a mage, and he was friends with the Emperor of Orlais. They were best friends. And this is like, and it's like, and then you also find out that he created the Rite of Tranquility, and he had and it was always meant to be able to be reversed. And thanks, Mom, for making me feel not better per se, just at peace with things. Yeah, of course, Red Lotus. I'm happy I could help you to feel a little better. Well, not better, but could feel a little more at ease. Besties, yeah. And Cassandra actually agrees with the Inquisitor about like, hey, you can't just cover shit up just because it's inconvenient for you. You know, because you know that's a really big deal to know that Ameridin was a mage, was Andrastian, and followed the Dalish faith, and was a mage, and the fact that he created the Rite of Tranquility, and he didn't like creating it, and he's just like, you know, it's an ugly business to kill a person, right? And he says that everybody promised him that power wouldn't be abused, because it was meant to be, like, he created it, but he also created it the way to nullify it. Like, it was meant to be a last resort. It was not meant to be a collar for mages. And unfortunately, people in the Chantry abused their power, and they did that. They did just that. Abused the Rite of Tranquility as a threat to scare mages into submission. And, you know, and basically it severs their connection to the Fade completely. They become emotionless automatons. Yeah, so, yeah, but of course there are people in power who covered that up. And it was inconvenient. And if you read the book Asunder, in the book Asunder, yeah, the original, the Lord Seeker before Lord Lucius in Dragon Age, he tried to cover it up. He killed people to try and hide the truth. Because the way he worded things in Asunder was that he felt that the mages didn't deserve freedom, and essentially compared them to slaves, and said that they were meant to serve them and they didn't get a say. And he was willing to murder people to hide that truth. Okay, so if we go here, see, there's like one here, but how do I get to it? I don't know. Maybe if we go here, we have to clear out the Hakanite camps. There has to be a way up. Like, I went up here, but there wasn't, like, anything around. So, I don't know. Can we maybe fast travel here and see if we can get to that camp? Like making a person to servitor, but that's even worse. A servitor is a semi-sentient. Yeah. It's, you know, and the thing is when Alistair was able to get his friend out, he told him how, you know, like for a few minutes, he told him it was terrible. Like the connection from the Fade was awful. Like it was like a living death, basically. So, you know, sorry, not Alistair, Anders. Maybe addicted to housing stuffs in FF14. I've spent this whole time working on my FC room, put photos in Discord because I love it. Nice. I'll have to show y'all my house sometime. In Final Fantasy 14. Okay, so oh wait, you know what? Maybe it's across the way? Across the way. Here we go. Walking down the street. Wait, is that the thing? Wait, I think it's that treehouse thing. Oh crap, how do I get to the treehouse thing? Well, shit. FF14 Cribs! Which is like, welcome to Final Fantasy 14 Cribs. I'm gonna show you how I live. Like, here you go. This is like, we got a swimming pool in our house. What? It's like, oh my goodness. Actually, my house does have like a little hot tub. That a friend gifted to me, of all things. Wait, damn it, how do I get down? Ow! Yeah, one of my friends, she actually crafted a hot tub for my house. Final Fantasy 14. She's like, I made you something, and I was like, oh, it's a hot tub, and she's like, yep. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Cool. Mine has a pond, waterfall, nice. I also have like some dolls from the different holiday events. Like there's a Halloween one, and there's oh wait, here we go. No, wait, that doesn't look right. Crap, mistakes have been made, and I'm stuck. Okay, maybe no, don't go that way. Shit. Dang it, why does nothing have a path? Okay, wait, do I maybe... Oh crap, no! Oh my god. Okay, I'm fine. Walk it off, yep. Just falling down a cliff, no big deal. No big deal. Oh my god. When in doubt, eat it out. It's like I was really trying not to do that shit. Well, we're here now. Come on, Blackwall. Let's Leroy Jenkins this. He's just like, who's Leroy Jenkins? Like, exactly. Okay, let's help out our, I don't know, mages? Inquisitor soldiers? Oh god. Ow. Why is it always the big dudes? Why? Broken ankles time! I know, it's just like, it's a flesh wound! It's like, look, you bloody stupid bastard, your arm's off! Like, it's just a flesh wound. It's like, have at you, I'll kick you to death! Just like, oh god, no. Broken ankles! Would you like broken ankles? Yeah, I also, when I first got that house, my FC actually helped me get that house because they're awesome. But yeah, one of my friends, she crafted a hot tub for me for my house. And then somebody, one of my other friends at our FC, she crafted me a carbuncle bench. So it looks like a little carby. A little bench with carbuncle on it. Okay, you know what? F this dude. I'm going full ham. Yeah. How about that? Turn inside out, mofo! He's just like, oh, okay, that's cool. He's like, yep, that'll keep him busy. That'll keep him busy. I know. I don't even know how I lived after I almost fell to my death. Like, yep, that happened. Okay, wait. Can I backstab him? Backstab! Where is Blackwall during all this? Like, hello? Excuse? Am I the only one? Oh my god. Blackwall, are you serious? Get down here, dude. Get down here and do your job. Okay, and then that's happening. That was weird. Okay, Blackwall. Dorian, really? Get down here. How dare you? How dare you not jump after me? I am your leader. Or it's like, bought everything from our restaurant. I don't even know how much I spent. A couple million easy. What, Adam? I could have made you something. Wait, are you on the same server as me? I don't remember. But I think even, I can't remember. Can you send people gifts across servers? I can't, because in Final Fantasy XI you could. I'm on Famfrit. Oh. My main is on Lamia, but my alt is on Famfrit. But my main... I think you can trade with them if you hop to their server if you're in the same data center. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, like, seriously, I could have crafted you something. Like, if you needed a bench or something. Okay, I'm good with something. I'm on Ada something, the turtle one. Oh, I know which one. Yeah. Yeah. I keep dying because Vivian won't do her job. First night enchanter, my butt. She was like, well, she's like, please, darling. She's like, I'm special. Just like, are you though? Are you though? Yeah, this door thing, you need like keys to get it open, like skull keys. You need more. The door requires more shards than you're carrying. I don't need to open that door, it's just treasure. Okay, where is the 80 out of 100? Almost out of room in my FC anyway. Yeah, that's why I make some storage. I store things on my retainers. Cross data center stuff is coming in 6.0 though, Grim. Yeah, I don't think Grim and I are on the same server either. Spiders suck. Spiders suck. I don't like giant spiders. Why does every fantasy game offer you giant spiders? They're scary. It's so dire, there's only one thing left to do. Light them on fire. Seriously, light them on fire. Seriously, light all the giant spiders on fire. Please, Norrell, do it. Do it. Get the flamethrower. I'm kind of curious about the like Stardew Valley thing that they are gonna do with it. Because I'd like to do some farming, please. Never change, Mom. I don't plan to. I know, me singing about fire spiders. Me singing about lighting the spiders on fire. It's like, giant spiders are awful. I don't like them. I don't like them. Okay, so this is our camp. It's up in the trees. Oh, man. Is it another giant spider? Worst place ever! You know what? Nope. Not that interested in FF14 more. My mom main is on Famfred MG. And I play entirely by myself, and I know I'm going to feel insensitive after I get done with MSQ. Play by myself too? Wait, even in the dungeons? Do you play by yourself in the dungeons? Most of the time I do stuff by myself, but then when my FC is like, hey, want to go do dungeon stuff? Want to go do treasure maps? I'm like, okay, cool. I know, I do kind of wish they made it like they do in Elder Scrolls where you can run a solo dungeon by yourself if you want to. Okay, wait, where are the stairs? Where are the stairs? I'm not, and I hate dungeons. I play 100% solo. Yeah, the thing is like so much of the main story is like, hey, you have to run a dungeon, and I was like, can I just play by myself? Like, is that possible? Wait, no, don't do Dorian, Vivian. No, it was Vivian. Ah, what the hell? The spider chased me up the stairs. The spider chased me up the stairs. Blackwell, kill it, kill it. I just do duty finder quests. Oh, I don't like pickup groups. So many people end up being kind of dicks. Oh my god. I cannot believe it. The spider chased me up the stairs. They're getting sentient. No! Is it dead? It's dead, right? You lit it on fire? Did you light it on fire? Is it dead? Please say yes. Oh my god. Really? Why are they messing with a bog fisher? Leave it alone. Oh my god. Vivian is the worst. I've yelled at a few times in the game. Oh my goodness. Nuke it from space is the only way to be sure. Right? It's just like the fact that it followed me up the stairs and attacked me. It's just like, y'all saw that, right? Spider came for me. Giant spider came for me. It's like, no, 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 no. 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 Never. Oh my gosh. Blackwell, it's over. Come on, man. He's just like, are you sure? What if it comes back? It's like, then we'll deal with it later. Oh, okay, we're still in attack mode. That's weird. Like, I don't like giant spiders. They are the worst. Okay, so that's the door of winter. So this is where we have to go to get the Hakonite camps. So I guess wait, can we go? I think if we go from here, I'm trying to think what's close to there. Okay, let me try it from here. Seriously, dudes, it's gone. What's your freaking... What the heck is... Okay. Alright, this is weird. Fine, we'll go down the stairs, because obviously Blackwell's feeling some type of way. I can't fast travel until it's claiming that there's like... Okay, seriously. I blame Vivian. It's because she picked a fight with a bogfisher like a weirdo. Like, bogfishers keep to themselves. They're like little tiny hippos. It's like, I might bring Cassandra, but we kind of need Dorian. Yeah, we need Dorian. I just don't know how open-minded Vivian's gonna be about the whole, hey, the First Inquisitor is alive and oh, he's a mage thing. Okay, so we can use the lift. What you got there, Inquisitor? A knife. Mom, no! I know, just like, it's like, what you got? What you got there? I was like, oh, you know, thanks. Okay, so we have to get rid of... Oh god, no. Why the heck? Ah! Oh great, the spider is plotting his revenge. See, this is why we have to nuke the spiders from space. Because they're waiting around the corners. Just sheesh. Rude! Rude! Oh my Lanta. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. Vivian, did you hit another bogfisher? Just the worst. She is the worst. Rude indeed. I know. Vivian's just like, oh darling, we need the circles. Status quo, status quo. And it's just like, Vivian, why? Like, why, Vivian? Why do we need the status quo? Okay, so if we go this way, we can run around. I swear, Blackwall, you told me you got rid of all the spiders. You are a liar, sir. You told me you got rid of all the freaking spiders. He's just like, nuh-uh. No, I didn't. Like, Okay. So I have a question for y'all. So, my Switch that I bought, that still sounds weird. Okay, so they're back ordered. They're like, okay, it's gonna be arriving like sometime in the middle of May. I guess because they're backlogged on orders. What kind of game should I get for the Switch? Like, like I know Animal Crossing, of course, is a given because I love Animal Crossing. But in regards to things like, think about like the kinds of games I play. Like I like RPGs and JRPGs, things like Kingdoms of Amalur, things like Dragon Age, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. Breath of the Wild is fun. Must-have game is very fun. Breath of the Wild. I do like Legend of Zelda. I do have fond memories of playing Legend of Zelda on the NES when I was a kid. I have seen Breath of the Wild played, but are there like a lot of puzzles? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is this the camp? Okay, so what would you say Breath of the Wild is like? So it's an RPG, Legend of Zelda RPG, but I don't know. I remember there being like, because I was watching who was I watching? I think it was Rainbow. And there was like a weird puzzle in like the water temple and it was really hard. You already know I gotta suggest Breath of the Wild. Okay, I'll add Breath of the Wild to the list. I did add something to my list, and it was Dragon Quest, and it was the first 3 Dragon Quests. Like the old school Dragon Quest. So I did add that to my list too, because it's 1, 2, and 3. And I got really excited about that, cause Dragon Quest. I have them, they are fun! More or less you expect from a Legend of Zelda game? Okay. Okay, that's fair. Okay, so we got Breath of the Wild and yeah, because I was trying to think about like what kinds of games I want for the Switch besides Animal Crossing. Oof. Ow. Ow, 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 boppers! I know I do want Story of Seasons too, because, I like the Story of Seasons games, because those are the people that did the original old school Harvest Moon games. So yeah, because I was looking at different games for the Switch, and I was just like, well, I don't know about the Super Mario games. Like, I liked Super Mario when I was a kid, but like things like Smash and stuff, I'm not sure. Do the Xenoblade Chronicles? Okay, 1 and 2? Oh, are 1 and 2 on the Switch, Julius? It's like a Skyrim and Legend of Zelda mashup, but no first-person view. Okay, yeah, that's the other thing too. I know, I kind of hate that I can't play first-person shooter or first-person view games because it really sucks. I miss out on so many good games because of that. But unfortunately, first-person view gives me really bad motion sickness and vertigo, and it triggers my migraines. So that's a fun time. And it sucks. Lots of world exploring. I do like lots of world exploring. Oh my god. Oh no, it's a pride demon. Oh no! Run away! Run away! Run away, run away. No, 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 no. Run away, run away, run away. Nope. Oh my goodness. I am excited about... I have it on my wishlist, but it's for PS4, because I'm probably going to play that on PS4. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne Remaster is coming. And I am so excited about that. Because... Shin Megami in the Shin Megami series, that's actually one of my favorites. But like hack and slash action RPGs, No More Heroes is fun. It's a little bit raunchy but fun nonetheless. I actually do like hack and slash stuff, Julius. I think that's why I really enjoyed Persona Strikers so much. Because I played a lot of Dynasty Warriors with my brothers and my friends. And it definitely feels very much like that. Beam Katana for the win! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Aha! Did we do it? No. I know there was like, one of my friends suggested Mario Kart. You know, because she's like, you can do like kart racing with everybody. And I was just like, yeah, that's true. And then she suggested, she's like, well, you like fighting games? She's like, what about Smash Brothers? I was like, I don't know. It's like Smash Brothers seems okay, but I'm more like a Tekken Soul Calibur person with Mortal Kombat. Plus I don't know. Ow. Heck. This heckin' Pride Demon, man. He is being extra. Oof, Dorian's almost buying the farm. Okay. Alright, let's stun it. Oh, that's why there's 2 Pride Demons. Dang! Nope, 3. I lied. Ah! Heck. Mortal Kombat 11 is on Switch? Oh, is it? Nice! Ooh. Wait, Dorian, why are you dead? He's just like, well, you know, 3 Pride Demons will do this to you. Like, oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, as weird as it sounds to say, like, I know a lot of really awesome people who play Smash, but also I've seen some deeply troubling people in the Smash community, so I'm just like, don't want to deal with that. So I don't know. If I got Smash, I would probably just like play that on my own time with people, like, you know, on my days off, maybe just hang out with everyone. Whoops. Ow! Why though? I did not know that Mortal Kombat was out already. My gosh, Blackwall, deal with the Pride Demons already! He's like, I'm doing my best! Alright, we're gonna have to use a healing mist for everyone. There we go. Boom. Wait, I used it, didn't I? Okay. It did nothing up here. And I'm dead again! Thanks, Vivian! He just does not want to heal me! It's just so rude! Rude. Mario Odyssey? Is it like... Wait, is Mario Odyssey like... Oh, seriously, Vivian! She is... This lady, what are you even doing? What? And I'm dead again. She got me up and I'm dead again. Okay, alright. It looks like Blackwall has to do this. I hate Pride Demons. God, I hate Pride Demons. Oh, come on! We need... The one person we need to, like, close the rift. He's getting nailed. This is ridiculous. Okay. Okay. Seriously? Mm-mm. Hi, Ron.
Oh my god!
Did you check on Shy? Is she okay?
I don't know. I came home, the light was on as I started. Light was off with that.
Oh, I wonder if the NyQuil finally made her tired.
I do. I have not been on.
She's been sick.
I have not days. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I just...
I'm
Caesar.
gonna fire Vivian, so help me. She keeps not healing me. She's a lazy mage. Good grief. And we're having to fight like 3 freaking Pride Demons at the same time. It's like the least this duty or Legion lady could do is heal me.
Maybe it's time to break.
Wynn's dead.
I don't know which one this is.
This is
All I know
Inquisition.
is you always said that Wynn was a good healer.
She was a good healer and then she died.
Okay, I didn't know she was dead in this one. No need to browbeat with it.
How are your shoes?
They're actually pretty comfortable.
Okay.
And we'll have to tighten the legs and stuff up.
Okay, give me a second, everyone. I had to catch up on chat. Oh, boy, that is rough. Oh, that is a rough fight. Vivian, you're fired. She's like, what? You can't fire me. It was like, I just did. Like, you're fired. Okay. Good storyline, but don't know much about the guns. Okay, so Odyssey, No More Heroes story follows Travis Touchdown, a fan of video games anime who wins a beam katana. Oh. Okay. Novia, hi! Oh, alright. I didn't know. Novia Raid! Hello, everyone! Welcome on in! Vivian is so fired. Hello, everyone! Welcome on in! Novia, thank you for the raid! How are you? How was your stream? Welcome on in, everyone. Could we get a shout out for Novia, please, mods? I don't think I've ever seen Mario Odyssey play. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. Bratterfield played it. It was good. We played Shell Shock. Nice. Oh my god, it's Novia. Yes, Novia. Yes, and go follow our friend Novia. Awesome person and streamer. She's always really kind and welcoming. Her community is awesome. Give her a follow. Go say hello. Go hang out. Make new friends. Well, I'm glad you had a good stream. Welcome on in, everyone. If you're new, hi, I'm Mothergamer. I'm a variety streamer, and I like to play story games. I like to play story games. So lots of RPGs like Dragon Age. I'm a big Dragon Age nerd. And JRPGs and lots of Stardew Valley. And, you know, indie games as well, like Spiritfarer. So we do talk about mental health in here and LGBTQI plus issues. I live with depression and anxiety, and I talk about it openly and honestly to show others that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to need help. And we do our best to be kind, welcoming, and supportive of everyone. So I am not a therapist, just talk about my own mental health, you know, my own personal experiences, because having those conversations is important, you know, because it is normal to talk about mental health, because mental health is health. We do our best to be kind, welcoming, and supportive of everyone. So welcome. We're so glad you're here. Yeah, of course. And it's so nice to see you. I hope you've been well. And I'm glad you had a good stream. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follows, everyone. Top Golf and Fire Type, welcome on in. Okay, so I'm trying to remember where we're supposed to go. So we're playing the Jaws of Hakon DLC. We finished the main story, for Dragon Age for, I want to say, the 9th time, I think. Thank you for the follow, Nat. Welcome on in. I think our mod Cat pointed out that I have streamed Dragon Age playthroughs 9 times now, and I was just like, oh man. I was like, do y'all think maybe I have a Dragon Age problem?
No, you have a Colin problem.
We romance different people before we romance Cullen.
But the only one you have a shirt of is Cullen.
Well, yeah, because I like Cullen.
Yeah, so you have a Cullen problem.
I do actually have a t-shirt of Cullen from Dragon Age Inquisition.
Uh-huh.
And Skyhold in the background. It's a nice shirt.
Uh-huh, and he's the only one you have, because you have a Cullen problem.
I like Cullen.
Yes, I know. You say because he reminds you of me. He reminds you.
Yes, the thing is if there are romance options in stories, I do tend to gravitate towards the characters that remind me of Ron, you know, that have qualities like being a good person, like being kind. Yep. That's how I do things.
The thing is, I'm not as naive as he.
He's not naive. He's been through some stuff.
The first one, he was...
The first one, Cullen, 9 times, yes.
And when you start flirting with his character, he's all like, excuse me.
It's because he was awkward. He wasn't used to the attention. 9 times, yes.
And you see, I wasn't that awkward when we first met, now was I?
No.
No.
You were more like Zevran.
Yes, I was a smooth.
The thing is when you meet Cullen in Dragon Age Origins, that's when the Grey Wardens meet him, and that's when you do the mage quest with the circle where the blood mages took over, and Cullen basically was tortured and he was trapped in a magic cell. I've been good, hoping to get a promotion at work. Hopefully we'll be have an answer by the end of this week or next. Oh, nice! Today is my Mal's birthday. Just been crazy busy at work. Oh, well, that's awesome, Novi. I'm glad you've been doing well, and I hope you get the promotion. That sounds awesome. That sounds really exciting. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Okay, so we have one more Hakonite camp to clear out. Yeah, in Dragon Age Inquisition, Cullen's a little more established, and he becomes, you know, one of the companions for the Inquisitor. And a romanceable character option. Oh gosh, giant spiders. Giant spiders. Yeah, when you meet Cullen in Origins, he's pretty young, and when the Inquisitor talks to him, like when they have the romance, like Cullen explains that he joined the Templars when he was 14. So when you meet him in Origins, he's maybe like a couple years older than Alistair, but still relatively young. So he was young and naive, and the trauma that he survived, basically watching his friends get killed in front of him and being tortured for hours by really scary blood mages, didn't help. And instead of, you know, but they're just like, oh, okay, well, Templars are supposed to, you know, serve, and they're supposed to, like, be able to handle things, right? So Dragon Age 2, they send Cullen to Kirkwall. You know, and then of course, Kirkwall did not go so well, thanks to Knight Commander Meredith and Red Lyrium. So, you know, Meredith kind of went full banana pants, and that messed with Cullen because he thought that maybe she would be okay, maybe everything would be all right. And she's just like, nah, we're gonna kill everybody. And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, I thought we were only arresting Hawk. And that's not what happened. And that messed him up too. And he's just like, holy crap. And seeing what the Red Lyrium did to Meredith messed him up too. Because it's just like Templars take Lyrium to enhance their Templar abilities, to be able to use the abilities that they have to watch the mages when the mages had circles. And Cullen, you know, stopped taking Lyrium. And of course, the thing is Lyrium is addictive. And Cassandra acknowledged that because, you know, he was going through withdrawal symptoms, and he, you know, and he has nightmares about what happened to him. And so Cassandra makes a point of, you know, saying it that she supports Cullen because in Dragon Age Inquisition, he's struggling with that and with what happened to him and what he went through, and not taking Lyrium, it definitely affects him. So my Inquisitor always encourages him not to take it, you know, just like, hey, you can do this, it's cool, I get it, right? Because he's struggling with that addiction, and he's struggling with withdrawal symptoms, and he feels guilty about like what happened to him, and he feels guilty about like feeling like he's not doing enough. And Cassandra basically tells him, you know, tells the Inquisitor that she supports Cullen. And she's right, that the way the Chantry works is it doesn't until if you soften Liliana, it works a little better, because Liliana actually tries to change things and make things better, you know, so that it's a place of comfort for everyone, and she doesn't cover up the truth. She's just like, no, you have to tell the truth. Because Cassandra explains that the Templars are trained to not complain. Like, the mages are vocal about like the things that they go through and the things, you know, people use basically abusing their power. But Templars are trained to not complain. They're trained to serve and to just persevere. So if they're struggling with the addiction to Lyrium, they don't really talk about it. They try to like hide it and cover it up. But Cassandra wanted to support Cullen, and the Inquisitor does too. And eventually, like, if you support Cullen, you know, quitting with Lyrium, he actually gets better. Like, he actually gets better, and, you know, like, and he acknowledges that he still has a lot of issues to work through, but he's able to basically not take Lyrium, and he's basically able to move forward, and he does a lot better. And he's also able to help other Templars who are retiring from service. Like, he's able to help them and show them that they don't need to take lyrium, that they can still serve and, you know, be their best selves. You know, and it's funny because he's in every single Dragon Age so far. Like, you know, in Origins he's a little younger, Kirkwall is a little more jaded and, you know, going through some stuff, and then Dragon Age Inquisition, you know, he's older and a little less naive about things, but, you know, he knows how it works. Okay, so where is out? We did pass the camp. I knew we passed it. Okay, so we got rid of all of the Hakonite cultists. So Jaws of Hakon is basically, there's a cult here, a cult of Avar called the Jaws of Hakon, and they want to fight the Inquisitor. They think that if they sacrifice the Inquisitor to this giant dragon, you know, to the god Hakon, that basically they'll become all powerful. The other Avar that are here don't agree. And they're, at first they were just like trying to like stay neutral, but then their hold beast went missing. Yeah, they basically have a bear that's, you know, that's basically their companion, and the cultists basically kidnapped their bear. They bear nap their bear? That doesn't sound right. But they bear napped the bear, or they kidnapped the bear, and they were going to sacrifice their bear. So now the Thane Sunhair, that lady, she's helping us. Aha, we have a treehouse camp. Ta-da! Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, that works. Okay, so we have to go turn this quest in. Where is that lady again? Okay, she's here, so we'll go talk to her. So go talk to her. Alright. Okay, miss. We wait, where did she go? Hello? Lady? Oh, there she is. Okay, all done? We did it? Yay, did the thing. The river's secure!
Back from the river.
So now they should be okay. Alright, so that works. I should go. Alright, so we did the thing. We should probably go back to Skyhold to do the other thing. Okay, so there's something here. And there's something here? Oh, the Fade Rift. Oh, there's a Fade Rift there? I guess we do eventually have to get rid of them. The thing is we also have to go see Colette. But I think we should go back to Skyhold for a minute. Because I do need to like get some more supplies, and we have to go to the war table, because I think we have to figure out a way to open the wall of ice that they're blocking. Yeah, the thing is in if you've read the book, so the book Asunder, the things that happen in Inquisition happen after the events of Asunder, Dragon Age book. And it's a book that Cole is in. That's why Cole being in Inquisition as a companion is a big deal. Because he's in Asunder. So are Varric and Cassandra and Liliana. But basically, the Chantry was covering up a lot of heckin' stuff, and it's just like, oh boy. Oh, where is Cassandra? Oh, there she is. Hello, Cassandra? Hello. What's up?
Liliana is already turning the Chantry on its
Yeah.
and she hasn't
Yeah, Liliana is divine.
I offered to remain his right hand, but she
Okay, she has other ideas? Alright.
well, regardless. Someone like her.
Yes, Liliana basically pointed out that the Chantry is not something that people turned to for comfort because it was turning everyone away. So Liliana changed that and made it so that everyone can join the chantry if they wish, and that includes Kunari and dwarves and elves, which of course some people in the chantry don't like, and Liliana's just like, too bad, deal with it. Because she had a point. She's just like, it should be a place for everyone, and she's like, and it's not. She's like, people don't come to us for comfort, and she wants to change that. So because of her doing that, it starts to change for the better. And she also helped find the truth about Ameridin, and she wouldn't let them cover it up. Because with finding out that the Right of Tranquility can be reversed, and finding out that it was created by the First Inquisitor, and that he always meant for it to be used as a last resort, and that it can be reversed. There were some people, of course, the people with power in the chantry, the founders, some of the people with more influence, they covered that up. And so it was just like, well, okay, so Dorian's here. Okay, maybe we will take Cassandra with us. I don't know. Or Varric? Oh, we could take Varric. I don't know. Cassandra is like the best one though, because she does the things. Oh, I leveled up. Yay! Alright, so let's see what we have. So we have this, and we have this. Let's do some shadow stuff. There we go. Right? Okay, so let's go to the war table. Now, the only thing in Inquisition I didn't like... Okay, that was weird. Josephine was standing up and then she wasn't. The only thing that's weird is the war table because it's real time, which I don't understand the decision for that, because I get that it's meant to force you to go do other things and level grind and do all the side quests for a while, which is fine. But sometimes when you're doing another playthrough of it, it just seems weird that it's real time, because it's just why though? Okay, so this is... Okay, that's Trespasser. We're doing that later. There we go. So they are done with that. And Liliana's done with this. Okay, so we got an offer from the Imperial Army. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what we need to do to unlock... Okay, send Skywatcher to Stone Bear Hold. Oh, right. Alright, so there we go. So that's fine. Okay, so we need to do something to basically figure out how... Okay, so aiding Kirkwall. I think aiding Kirkwall is a Sebastian quest. Yeah, so we'll give that to Cullen. Hopping out of Lurk to say, Mother, I love you and I appreciate you. Tiny, I love and appreciate you too. Night Mage. Oh, it's also Tiny's birthday. It's also Tiny's birthday. How was your birthday?
I think we have on this continent.
It was also Tiny's birthday. Did you have a good birthday? And hi, Night Mage. How are you? It was good. Thank you. Yay! I'm so glad. Yes. So I told Tiny that in Tagalog, to say happy birthday, we say Malagayang Karawan. And Malagayang Karawan means happy birthday in Tagalog. Got to spend it with wonderful people. Tiny, that's so nice. I'm glad you had a good birthday. Yes, so Malagayang Karawan, Tiny, Mahal Kita. And that's happy birthday in Tagalog, and Mahal Kita is I love you. And we can also... Yes, so happy birthday, Tiny. I'm glad you had a nice birthday. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was gonna say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tiny. You're wonderful. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yay! I'm good. I'm just tired and dinner with a long day. Well, I'm glad you're good, and I hope you had a nice dinner. But happy birthday, Tiny. I'm so glad to know you, and I do think you are wonderful, and I'm glad to call you my friend. And I am so happy you had a nice birthday. Okay, I can't remember what we're supposed to do for Jaws of Hakon. There's supposed to be a way to... Okay, so we investigated that. There's supposed to be a way to, like, figure out the wall. And done. Let's see here. If we go here, Serpent of Navarra, investigate strange chalk markings. Maybe we haven't found it yet? I don't know. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna leave Liliana open. And now I sleep because anatomy exam tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Well, have a good night, Tiny. I'm sure you'll do awesome. Thank you, good night, and take care, Mother. I love you. I love you, Tiny. Have a great night. Rest well. Good luck on your exam. And many more. Yes, all the many mores. Oh my goodness. All right. So we're gonna go. We're gonna rock on through. All right. So wait, were we supposed to? I feel like we were supposed to judge someone, but I don't remember. Oh look, our throne. Ha 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 ha. We're like, okay. Alright. So we need to go back to here. Oh, you know what I think we were supposed to do? I think we were supposed to go see Scout Harding. But first, we need to help Colette over here. And I guess we have to deal with the Fade Rifts while we're at it. Let's see. So of course we take Blackwall. See, his tarot card changed. And then we have Cassandra. Cassandra's changed a little bit too. See, Varric's changed. Dorian's also changed, and there's Sarah. Yeah, see, and then Solus, Dreadwolf, boom, gone. Cole's is different too. I don't know, maybe we should bring Cassandra. And then bring Dorian. I don't know. It's weird. Like, if we bring Vivian, I mean, Vivian's great and all, but sometimes she's a pain. And for Jaws of Hakon, she's not necessarily keeping up. So we might bring Cassandra, or we could bring Varric. Because Varric has Bianca, his crossbow. Plus, it might be cool for Varric to, like, see what's happening. You know what? I'm gonna change it up a little bit. We'll bring Varric and then Dorian. Because Varric might like to see some of this stuff for his book. Okay, so
That make out point.
What?
Book make out point.
Oh, you mean Swords and Shields? Smutty literature.
I was referring to make out point from Naruto.
I don't even remember that.
Raya?
Oh, Come Paradise.
Yeah, whatever. It was basically make out.
Well, Hinata told Boruto he couldn't read it. Apparently there was stuff in it that was really naughty. And she's like, you can never read these until you're older. And it was just like, what the heck was in those books?
It was basically...
Yeah. Alright, so... This is... Okay.
Kashi.
Well, yeah, he read them. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, howdy, future and father-in-law. How was your day?
Oh, hey, Grim. Doing alright.
Apparently, Ron's new shoes were good. They were comfortable?
There was a bit more of a heel than I'm used to, so it took me a little while to get used to the being forward constantly.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so there is supposed to be a Fade Rift here. We're supposed to get rid of it. And we're supposed to get rid of the other Fade Rift. I'm trying to see if we're going closer, farther, and then like there was one here too. Like, I guess we gotta do it. Nice. Great. It's great to be here. Okay, elf root. Oh no, are there giant spiders? There are giant spiders, aren't there? Ah, giant water spiders. Light it on fire, light it on fire. Please light it on fire. No, Blackwall, kill it. I don't like giant spiders. I don't like them. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Things are happening. Oof. Yeah, I think Shine went to bed early because I did give her some NyQuil. Yeah, because she's still not feeling well and she's just like, and I feel tired, and I was just like, okay. And I was like, well, you just need to rest some more. And I was like, do you want to take some NyQuil to help? And she's like, no. And I just looked at her and she goes, I'm going to have to take some NyQuil, aren't I? I was like, you don't have to if you don't want to. And she's like, no, I'll take it. Yeah, the face she made. She made the same face that she did yesterday when she took it. And, you know, and she just like made the gag. And she's like, oh God, it's awful. It's gross. I'm just like, well, here's what you do. Just chase it with some water. And, you know, and I know she had some tea before bed too. Yeah, but her face, she was just like, it's gross. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm just like, sorry about it. I know it's nasty. I know it's gross. But, you know, it's helping her to rest because she did sound a little better today. So she's probably going to be okay by tomorrow. You know, but I know she was not, she was not happy with it. And like, okay, there we go. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do we do the thing? Yep, we did the thing. Okay, so let's go this way. Alright, so somewhere I went the wrong way again. Why did I go? I keep going the wrong way. Alright, so if we go down this way, is the Fade Rift near here? Customer manager takes stuff when we have a place. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes she gets a little forgetful. You know, which is understandable. She wasn't feeling great. I know the thing is like, I went like, he needs to feel better. I know it tastes like crap. Yeah, because I was calling her, you know, to see if like she wanted some dinner. And I was calling her and I was calling her. And I finally like knocked on the door and she was just like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh, you're not dead. And she's like, of course not. I'm fine. And I was just like, did you not hear me calling you? And she's like, I had my headphones in. She's like, I was doing some editing. And I was like, I was like, how loud do you have the volume? And I was like, because I'm calling you and calling you and calling you. You know, and I have to like come down here and make sure you're not dead. And she's like, why would you think that I was dead? We both have bad memory. Yeah, and she's just like, and she's just staring at me. She's like, I'm obviously not dead. I'm obviously fine. And I was like, do you want to go for a walk? And she's like, what? I was like, nothing. Hi, Arjun. How are you? Thank you for the raid. Hello. Welcome on in, everyone. Hi there. Mods, can you do a shout out, please? Oh, hello. Hi, Rothkana. How are you? Oh, no. No more giant spiders. Doing great. How's you? I'm good. How are you? How was your stream? Maybe I have to go around this way. See, I get lost around this place because it's really like a giant maze. Also, oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of scolded her, Grim. Noro, Golden Dragon, can you do a shout out for our friend Argent, please? Stream was great fun, but we were so crashy. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you're playing Dragon Age Origins? Yay! Dragon Age Origins is so good. Miss Drama Queen, oh, I'm gonna die. Then she changed tunes today. Yes, because I asked her, I was like, did you not hear me calling you? And she goes, I'm not dead, obviously. And I was like, okay. I read that as Agent Ocelot. Well, I mean... And yes, go follow Argent. Go follow Argent Ocelot. Go say hello. Hang out with them in their lovely community. Go say hi. I almost typed Agent Ocelot. I mean, you know, that's fair. There's no at. There's no at, Golden Dragon. I am a secret agent. See? That's how Nora and I think the same way, it seems. Oh my goodness. But yes, welcome on in, everyone, from Ocelot Stream. I hope you had a good time. Now I can picture is a little Ocelot in his suit. Ocelot! James Ocelot. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I'm sorry his stream was crashy though. But yes, welcome on in, everyone. If you're new and you don't know who I am, I am Mothergamer and I'm a variety streamer, and I like to play lots of story games, especially RPGs and JRPGs, and Dragon Age is my jam. I'm real nerdy about Dragon Age and lore, and played all the games many times, read the books and the comic books. You know, it's one of my favorite happy places. So we do talk about mental health in here and LGBTQIA plus issues. I live with depression and anxiety, and yes, I am bi. So we talk about mental health in here. I live with depression and anxiety. I am open and honest about it. Talk about it openly and honestly to show others that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to need help. We do our best to be kind, welcoming, and supportive of everyone. So welcome on in. We're glad you're here. So it was intentional. Yes. Oh, I saw a clip today of somebody playing Metal Gear for the first time, and I was giggling because I was just like, yeah, I remember that with Kojima's like tongue-in-cheek things, like the up-close booty shot of like Snake's butt. And it was just like, man, yeah, this game was horny AF. Because some of the things that were said in that game, it was just like, wait, what? Right? Yeah, like there was one scene where there's like an up close like booty shot of Snake's butt, and you're just like, what is happening right now? Right? And the lady told him like, well, maybe I'll shed my clothes just for you. And it's just like, oh my god. Right? It was so much fun to watch her reactions to it, because she's like, oh my god, she's like, I was already thirsty, this is not helping. And it's like, yeah, that particular Metal Gear game, you're just like, man. Yeah, because some of the things that were said in that game were just like, oh my gosh, like the lady like flirting with him a little bit, just like, well, yeah, maybe I'll do what you tell me to. You know, just like, oh, it's just like, oh my goodness. It's like, well, maybe I'll be naughty for you, Snake. And it's just like, what is happening in this game right now? And it was like, well, yes, Kojima's a prankster and an escapee from horny jail. This is Metal Gear Solid 3, my favorite, right? Yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 3. It's just like, what is happening? And I love Kojima for that, because it was so obvious he knew what he was doing, but he was just like kind of like tongue in cheek and amused about it, just like, there you go, everybody, you're welcome. It's just like, oh man. Also the one with Old Man Solid Snake, yes. 4 is the one with Old Man Solid Snake. It's like, This is like, okay. I know, and I remember like the butt shot, because when my friends and I were playing it together, and one of my girlfriends goes, I mean, I know, she's like, I know it's a video game character, and I know it's pixels, and she's just like, but damn, that's a booty. And I'm just like doubled over laughing, just going, yeah. Just the way she's like, damn, that's a booty. It's like, yeah, so it's like, you know, it's like sometimes it's all about the booty. I want to play through Metal Gear Solid Saga, but I don't got a PlayStation. I think they have some of the games. Why do you think they call him Solid Snake? They're like, why do they really call you Solid Snake? And he just like gives a grin and a wink, and he's just like, well, once I'm David Hayter, I would sit on his voice. People love some booty. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can appreciate a good booty. I would sit on his voice. I mean, you know what? That's fair. Just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, one of my girlfriends has a big crush on him, and you know, I was just like, so I was like, voice acting crush, and she's like, David Hayter. She's just like, I mean, Mother May I, am I right? And I was just like, sure. Like, there's more Polygon in 2B's beauty than the entire Ocarina of Time game. Oh my goodness. Because as Ren in Descent. Oh yeah, I forgot he was Ren. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around with the clap. My ass cheeks keeps lowering the guards. The fact that he did that and he had such a good sense of humor about it, like, that was amazing. He's just like, yeah, he's just like, I know I got it. It's like, oh, good grief. I was just like, well, there you go. What the heck, Automon? Automon has been really extra lately. So I'm trying to patrol the deep roads, but I'm dummy thick and the club of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the dark spawn. They're just like, hello, we're here to kill you. Like, yeah, the thing is like, who was it? So when we did the Dorian romance, I definitely appreciated the fact that Dorian had a booty on him. Like, you do the scene with Dorian, and he's just like standing there, just like totally nude, and you totally see his booty. And I'm just like, wow. I was like, yep. And it's a nice booty. You're just like, dang, Dorian. Okay, cool. Right? I saw that scene. I was just like, I know, because it's just like, wow. It's just like, who knew Dorian was packing such a beautiful booty? You know, and he's just standing there just with his hands on his hips like, yeah. He's like, y'all see it. He's like, yeah. It's like, hashtag butts. It's just like, dang. It's just like, oh my goodness. How bootylicious you need to be to passively clap your cheeks when you walk around. Pretty bootylicious, I'd say. Oh, there's the Fade Rift. Wait, is it behind me? Okay, so her hand is glowing. Ah, it's in front of me. Sometimes you can appreciate a booty. Although, really funny, sometimes I tease Shy, and then she goes, hey, no. And I'm just like, aw. Right, because she was kind of being extra, and I was just like, oh, come on, don't be like that, bakery. And she goes, hey! She goes, Grim's the only one that's allowed to call me that. And I was just like, oh, okay. What are these permanent terms? Hi, Hugs. I need to lurk. My home life helper is here. Alright, Julius, no worries. Hi, Hugs. How are you? Apparently, Automon doesn't like butts. Automon doesn't like waifu, and Automon doesn't like butts. Clap of my ass cheeks. Hugs is like, what the hell is this? He's like, are y'all horny on main? He's like, what's going on? From David Hayter poking fun at himself as Solid Snake and his booty. I keep slurring the dark part. I don't know what to tell you. Y'all down that bad, huh? Hugs is like, okay. He's just like, I know it's been a hard pandemic. He's like, but y'all are really being this horny on main. He's like, what do I got to do with y'all? Shaking my head. Hugs is like, nah. He's like, nope. She would have a fit if she heard you say that just now. Where I called her bakery. Yeah, I was teasing her, and she was being a little extra, okay? She was being a little extra. And I was just like, look, I was like, I'm gonna need you to calm down, Bakery. And she got mad at me. And she goes, Mom, Grim is the only one who's allowed to call me that. And she's like, no, right? So then I teased her a little more. It's like, really? Only Grim? And it's like, oh. I'm like, okay, I understand, Port. And she goes, hey! And she's like, he's only allowed to call me that too. And I'm just like, all right then. And I was just like, okay. I was like, I'm going to come up with something else. And she goes, ah. But she started behaving a little better. I'm getting my second COVID shot on the 27th. So does anyone want to admit they have a crush on me? I volunteer Grim as tribute. Grim's is like, hey now, wait a minute. Well, Hugs is like, who has a crush on me and who wants a hug? Maybe Noro? I vote Noro. Really, I'm the only one allowed to give her nicknames. Well, she had a nickname when she was a kid. I do give strong bear hugs. Strong bear hugs are the best hugs. Wait, how is Varric dead? Dorian, come on, man, get him up. I like bear hugs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like when she was a little kid, I'd always just like pat her cheeks and call her sweetie face. And she's just like, why on earth did you call me sweetie face? I was like, because you were sweet and I liked your face. You're her mom, so I. Yeah, she doesn't like it when I middle name her though. Because a couple times I middle named her and she's like, what the F did I do? And I'm just like, you know what you did. And I was like, you know. And she's like, okay. No arguments on that field. Oh, when your mom middle names you, you know it's your ass. Got a nickname when she was a little kid. I could hear her just weighing the decision whether to blow up her spot like that. I know. I'm just like, well, she's an adult. You know? Oh, well, she giggled. She laughed about it, but she's like, oh my God, don't call me out like that, okay? Like when I told everyone about the fact that when she was little, she wanted to marry Elmo. And she was just like, what? She's like, I never. And I was like, you did. And I was just, and she started laughing and she's like, Mom, don't call me out like that. Because the thing is like, I told her I came into her room because I was like, you know, she was little. Okay. She was like 5 or 6. And I caught her kissing her Elmo doll. And she was just like, oh, Elmo, I love you. I'm going to marry you. And she's like, what? And I was like, yep, you wanted to marry Elmo. She was just like, I was a little kid. And I was like, yeah. Next time we still keep in contact, sent me a Spotify playlist called Screams in Braille. What does that even mean? Yeah, and Chaz was like, I didn't want to marry Elmo. I was like, you did. You did want to marry Elmo. Like, she was like, I'm going to marry you, Elmo. And she's like, yeah. And she's like, do you want to marry me, Elmo? And she did like Elmo's way. She's like, yeah. No, Elmo would love to marry you. And it was just like, yeah. And she's just like, oh my God. She's like, what the heck kind of kid was I? And I was like, an imaginative kid. I was like, you were creative. You know, it's just like, whatever. It's all metal screaming songs. Okay. It has a lot of I'm on Martha and Job for a Cowboy. Oh wow, I haven't thought of them in a while. Is it just screaming? I mean, yeah, sometimes you just have to scream, but is that all it is? Is just a lot of screaming? Or is it singing and screaming? Okay, so that's a bog fisher. We're trying to find Colette because we're supposed to like help her with her project. You said you need this to vent out. Seems to be. I mean, well, sure. Sometimes you just feel like you gotta scream, and I get that, but at the same time, what? Okay, I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna go after the next Fade Rift, because we're trying to like get to Colette, who is the guy's assistant. Did I go the wrong way, maybe? No, this has to be right, because there's supposed to be like a path leading to where she is. Gonna drop into lurk for a bit though, snack time? Yeah, no worries, Argent. Thank you again for the raid. Enjoy the lurk. I can enjoy the screaming a lot personally, but I enjoy old school metal too. What are some of these song names? Are they weird? Okay, so there... Oh, the bog fisher is leading us to where we need to go. He's just like, here you go. Up this way. Alright, so if we go this way... Oh crap, I think there's Jaws of Heck on there. Yeah, see, this is where we need to go. Did we pass by where she's... No, that's right. Absolutely love bringing my peeps on. I know they're all getting a warm welcome and rad content. Aw, Arjane, thank you. I appreciate you. But that's more like bloodthirsty barbarian energy, not angst. I mean, there have been a couple of days where I just screamed into a pillow because I just had enough for one day. It's just like, sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you just gotta let it out, you know? But... But I mean, in regards to song names, I don't know. I was like... Or sometimes you just gotta ask weird questions or think of weird things, and... So, it's just like, okay. Ah, Varric is dead again. Varric. Stop dying, Varric! Maybe we should have brought Cassandra. Maybe we should have brought Cassandra! Oh, whoopsie. It's these big dudes. They have like ice spells and they're like really irritating. I'm stuck in the bushes. Oh no. Does barbarian screaming as you tackling a thief count? Because I've done that. Possibly? Okay, Varric, get up. This is not cool, dude. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch in Cassandra. All barbarian screams are worthy. Seems legit. Oh gosh. Ow. Heckin' heck, man. Keep getting stuck on the thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, now he's not... Oh, jeez. See, the mages are always a pain. And then they teleport. And that's also equally irritating. It's like, oh, okay then. This is fine. Yeah, so Thursday night, I think what we're doing is we're going to play Cozy Grove, which I've never played before. It looks really cute. Apparently it's an island with ghost bears. But apparently you can only play to a certain point because it's like Animal Crossing. It's like live real time. Then you have to come back the next day to play things. And then we're probably gonna switch. And then we're probably going to switch over to Final Fantasy IX. And do the things. Might do some level grinding. You know, like we're doing the one area where you can't use magic. You have to get something for Kuja. But then we might do like, you know, just like chatting and level grinding. Because old school RPGs like Final Fantasy IX, you level grind. And I know there's some people who are like, oh, people only like Final Fantasy IX for like Vivi and Freya. And it's just like, I do love Vivi. He is my favorite character in Final Fantasy IX because I love the fact that Vivi was trying to understand what it means to be a human, what it means to be friends, what it means to like be able to be your own person. However, I also like the story. I actually genuinely like the story, and I like that it felt like a really cool retro throwback to the old school Final Fantasy games. And I like Zidane. I actually liked Zidane. Because I thought he was interesting because the way he encouraged Vivi, I thought was really cool. Like, he was Vivi's friend. and he didn't expect anything from him, and he would tell Vivi like, hey, you should just stand up for yourself. You should, you know, he's like, don't worry about what other people think. He's like, do what makes you happy. And I actually appreciated that he would do that. Okay, so if we pull... I don't think that's right.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, because we haven't found the secret yet. Okay, this isn't the right way. Where the heck is this lady again? I gotta remember where this thing is because that's part of the story. You know, and I mean, and I do want to, because there are some Final Fantasy games that I want to play through again. Because I have Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 as well. And I have Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 15. So I played Final Fantasy 15 when it first came out and played it and finished it. I think you can do New Game Plus in that. I can't remember, so I might do it that way. Yeah, see, these are the things. Okay, so where the heck is this lady? Lady, where are you? Okay, there's supposed to be a pathway leading up to her. Oh man, where is it? Oh, geez, Louise. Oh, you know what? I think it's where our tree camp is. Yeah, the thing is like, I love RPGs like Final Fantasy, but I always worry that people are gonna be bored. Does that make sense? I always worry, like, people are like, oh, play what you want, play what makes you happy. And that's all well and good, and yes, I do like playing what I want, but I also worry that people are gonna be bored or like be like, oh man, this sucks. And does that make sense? Or Emma, does that make sense? Is it weird, or, you know, does it make sense that I feel that way, or are you normal? Okay, so if I go up, I think, okay, so one of these paths leads up to where this lady is. Hello. Okay, so we're just gonna run up. So I know Hugs like always encourages me to just do my thing, which I appreciate, and you know, and Grim does that too, and Norl. But yeah, like RPGs sometimes I think are hard. Boop. Hugs, holy crap. Thank you for the Prime sub. Holy shit. Thank you for 21 months. Wait, has it been 21 months? What? So boop. Yes, boop the kitten's nose. She likes it. Indeed. Holy crap. Hugs, thank you for 21 months. Thank you for being awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you for being such a wonderful friend. I does. Thank you so much, Hugs. It's normal to feel that way. Well, thank you, Golden. I know, I try not to feel anxious. Mine says 22, so yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. Holy crap. Okay, so Nigel's point. Dorian has a point. Each Avar statue we run into is a little concerning. I mean, it does make sense. Yeah, it's weird because, like, sometimes you get, you know, you get a game that's like really cool. 1 year, 7 months, 6 days, 18 hours. Wow, 18 hours. It counts down to the hour? That is wild. Where is this lady? Lady, where are you? Seriously, man. Hello, nice lady. Holy crap. I already feel old. 2 years, 5 months, 30 days, 1 hour. That is wild to me that it counts down to the hour that you've been following too. Like, yeah, there you go. You're welcome. Like, what? Oh, hello, little bird. That is not moving. Wait, it's a parrot? There are parrots here? How did I not know that before? And this parrot has a mohawk, like a cockatoo. Oh, he's not leaving. He's just like, whatever. He's like, I live here. He's like, what are you doing? Like, nothing, sir. Y'all are just doing this now. 2 years, 7 months, 13 days, 22 hours. 2 years, 7 months, 13 minutes. Just like 13 seconds. You're welcome. Oh my gosh. I get anxious when I play DVD, then I remember I'm the shit and kick-ass 95% of my games. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do.
Whatever your name is.
Blackwall or whatever your name is. Oh, I found her. Hooray. Yes, we are. Well, yes. As I said, I feel anxious sometimes when I play games like, Final Fantasy IX. Like Stardew, so many people love Stardew. It brings people so much joy. And some people it's stressful. Like when Mona said that she finds Stardew stressful, I could totally understand. For some people, it is stressful. But it was a little stressful for me at first. But then when I just started playing it just basically picking and choosing what I wanted to do that day, so it's like, I'm going to do this day. And just like doing what I want and not like caring and just enjoying like picking and choosing what I wanted to do for each Stardew day. It was less stressful, And I was just like, you know what? I get the collections when I get them. And it's just like, whatever. But we have games that are our happy place, and Stardew is my happy place. Dragon Age is also my happy place. Because I love the stories, I love the characters, I love the lore. And Mass Effect too, but Dragon Age is near and dear to my heart. And, I do love Mass Effect as well. But, Dragon Age and, games like Kingdoms of Amalur, I like those. But, I love Final Fantasy as well. And the old school Final Fantasy games, that's like what I grew up on. That's what I loved playing. But as I said, I get a little anxious because I worry that people are going to be like, oh my god, this is so boring. Like, holy crap. And so I just, at the back of my mind, I kind of like worry about that. But, I also try to remember that, if I'm having fun, and that's what matters, and I'd rather play things that I enjoy instead of like forcing myself to play something that everyone else is playing, even though I don't like it. Like, okay, so we need to figure out what happened to Ameridan, right? Yeah, so the Inquisitor has to do this. Okay, so so the Revar. Go on! We're learning. Hello, Catacrow, how are you? Oh my goodness. And yeah, Hugs is ridiculously good at Dead by Daylight. Like, I don't know anything about Dead by Daylight, even though I've like watched a lot of it with with Dylan and everything, and it's just when it gets into the like statistics part, I'm just like, I have no idea what's happening. Okay, tell me about Orina. 2 years, 7 months, 10 days, 21 hours. Well, thank you, Julius, for what you said now, and I agree, there's no point in playing something you don't like or anybody else. Just do you. Yeah, it's just like, it's important just to like, as long as you're having fun, it's something you enjoy, that's what matters. Have a cold or allergies? Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I hope you feel better. Yeah, springtime seems to affect a lot of allergies. Okay, so Orina was a dreamer. Oh, right. Orina, I think Orina was a dwarf. Yeah, she was a surface dwarf, and she was his friend. I'm back for a little while. Home Life Helper is not here yet. Ah, okay. Yeah, the thing is like if Arena was a dreamer, dreamers basically they have a really strong connection to the Fade. And it's hinted that it's possible that at one point dwarves did have magic. But somehow something happened that caused them to not have it. Ah, okay. So friends, yes. So he was friends with him. Okay, so yeah, so if Ameridan, yeah, so Ameridan being with Arena, she was a dwarf, yes. Surfacer dwarf, Talana, that was it. I remember there was somebody. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Jaws of Hakon. Yeah, Arena was a Surfacer dwarf, and unfortunately, Orzammar has a caste system, so it is possible. It is possible, it is possible that they struck her name from the Shaper. The Shaper, they basically handle the records of all the families and all the dwarves and the dwarven history in Orzammar. So if they felt that she basically turned her back on the stone and she left for the surface, yes, they would have struck her name from the records, from her family's records. Yeah, and with Dreamers in the Fade, that's really rough to deal with because they're very attuned to it. So if there's like any disruption or, it's not stable, it definitely affects them in a negative way. You finding parallels between Dragon Age Inquisition and Warhammer Fantasy? Well, okay, so what will you do now? Okay, so we'll do the thing. Yeah, it's just like the big issue is the fact that the Chantry covered up the truth about Ameridan. Because unfortunately there are people in the Chantry that basically abuse their power and they're just like, oh, nobody can know this because if they know the truth, it's bad. Which brings to light the things that happened with the Rite of Tranquility, because you get to have that conversation with the Meriden and find that out, and it's not good. It's just like, nope, that's not cool. And Cassandra actually, like, my Inquisitor was just like, you can't just like cover up the truth. The last time we played this, and Cassandra agreed with her. It was just like, yeah, nope, that's not how this works. That's not cool. Like, what are you doing? And it's just like, yep. Dwarves of Warhammer Fantasy don't have magic either, but it's mostly because they refuse to use it, as it's weird elf shit. And the dwarves despise elves. Yeah, the dwarves in Orzammar. So Orzammar is one of the last standing cities against the Blight, because the Dwarven Tigers before they lost them. Unfortunately, with the first Blight, they lost a lot of their Dwarven Tigers. Like there was a city that was, where dwarves went to train to be blacksmiths, because you had smith caste, you have warrior caste, you have the noble houses, there's merchant caste, and then of course there's the caste list, which is how, in Dragon Age Origins you have the Carta who are running around, they're a gang in the slums in Orzammar. Orzammar has a caste system, and the caste system is not necessarily fair. Because there's a lot of, much like Orlais, there's a lot of political maneuvering and backstabbing, and it's a whole thing. Like when you meet Algrin in Origins, Algrin is warrior caste, and his wife Branka was smith caste. And the thing is the Paragons are dwarves who basically have done something or invented something that benefits all of the dwarves, benefits Orzammar. For example, Bianca, Varric's girlfriend, I guess. She's a surfacer dwarf, but but she was basically able to create a smokeless, basically a smokeless coal that helps their smiths, and it's an invention that's really good. It's really smart. Like Bianca herself is really smart. And Varric makes jokes about the fact that she could be a paragon, and she tells me, like Surfacer Paragon, they're not going to let that happen. And she's not wrong. Because the thing is Orzammar doesn't want to admit it, but they need Surfacer Dwarves. The Surfacer Dwarves are the people that are like, well, you have to leave the surface, you're outcast, bye, right? And you can't ever return to Orzammar. That's why you have, when in Origins you go to Orzammar and you see the merchants outside of Orzammar, they don't want to admit it, but they know that they need Surfacer Dwarves in order to have outside trade. And so they can get food and supplies from, other cities, other towns, other kingdoms like Ferelden, and they won't own up to that. But the thing is like it's one of the last standing Dwarven cities because of the First Blight, because the First Blight took out so much of the Dwarven Tigers and killed so many of them. It is why the Deep Roads. It's why there are so many Dwarven ruins in the Deep Roads. Mom is in lore mode, yeah. It's why there's so many ruins in the Deep Roads that are Dwarven Tigers, because they were basically overrun. Like before they could even react, they got wiped out. Okay, so here's Harding. Hello, Harding. Oh right, there's a quest for Scout Harding. And so am I. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool lore. I'm just here listening. I love this. There's a lot of really good lore in Dragon Age, and this is the thing with the circles too. This is the thing about the mage circles and Tevinter. Like, you see the way that people treat Dorian. Could it also be that dwarves can't dream because titans are asleep? Yeah, so there is a DLC that we played one time. It's the Descent in Dragon Age Inquisition. It's honestly not my favorite DLC because the way it ends is like a weird cliffhanger and it doesn't really explain anything. But but it's showing the titan that is there, and it really strongly hints that at some point dwarves did have magic at one point or another, because when you find out that truth about Solus, right, when you find out that truth about Solus, about the fact and then Valta just stays there, like it made no sense. It's just like, why does she stay there, right? And and then basically like hinting that it's possible that dwarves may also get their magic back, because the way the dwarves are right now is they don't dream. They don't dream, and they don't have magic. They don't dream about the Fade the way everyone else does. Fun fact means to govern in Finnish. Have a theory, yes, about Solus. We played Trespasser the first playthrough, and now we're doing Trespasser last playthrough after Jaws of Hakon. And yeah, the reveal about Solus is interesting, and when you find out what exactly it is that Solus did, it is possible to believe that dwarves had magic at one point, because of the way the world was. And Kieran, did you go to the special room in Trespasser? I did. I did. And the thing is if you are paying attention in Dragon Age Inquisition, if you are paying attention, you become very aware that Skyhold belonged to Solus. And it is not an accident that the room he picks has those murals of the Dread Wolf of Fenharel. Fiddle around with my Switch? Okay, Julius. Yes, that was his castle. That castle, Skyhold, is very convenient, because the first time I ever played Dragon Age Inquisition, I thought that was awfully convenient, that Solus magically knew where Skyhold was. And he's like, oh, it's here. You'll lead them here. Here's your castle, and basically gifted it to the Inquisitor. Right? And And then after the reveal in Trespasser, and you realize who Solus is and what exactly it is that he did, you realize that it is not an accident that he led the Inquisitor to Skyhold, and it's not an accident that he chose the room that he is in with the murals showing Fen'Harel, showing the Dread Wolf. Sweet summer child, yes. Yeah, and of course, and Kieran, Morrigan's son, also hints to the Inquisitor, saying that they recognize that they're an elf, and that they're a Dalish elf, and recognizing and saying, "Oh, I'm just surprised that you choose to look like that," right? Because Solus's affinity for spirits, yeah, Solus was one of them. He was one of them, right? And apparently they could look any way they wanted because of Valasen, yes. Because of Valasen, because the Valasen are essentially their slave marking. Their slave marking showing which powerful magister they serve. And Solus was one of them at one point. But he didn't agree with what they did. He didn't agree with them. About, he did not agree with the lie because I'm so confused. Solus was one of them. He was an Aveneris. He did not agree. The thing is they weren't gods. They weren't gods. They were really powerful magisters. They were really powerful mages, and they were so powerful they appeared to be like gods. And they sold that lie. They sold that lie. And allowed people to worship them, and allowed the elves to worship them, and allowed them to serve them. Does Kieran have an old god soul from one of the Chantry gods? Ancient elven gods aren't the Chantry's gods. Kieran has the soul of basically one of them that's a corrupted god of beauty. That's what confuses me. They're not Chantry gods. The ancient gods, they're like Solus. Solus is one of them. Mythal is one of them. They're not Chantry gods at all. They're they're the Uveneris, and they are ancient powerful magisters that were worshipped as gods. And they basically went along with that lie and basically convinced the people that served them that yes, they were in fact gods when they actually weren't. And Solus didn't agree with that. He didn't like that they were lying. He didn't like that they were enslaving their people. And Mythal didn't necessarily agree with them either. And there are hints that it's possible that some of that history got confused, and that it's possible that Mythal may have been Andraste, and that her husband may have been Matharath, and that he killed her. And Solus was angry, because a lot of the ancient elves, girl, listen, a lot of the ancient elves, they basically I went back to Origins. The ancient elves basically believe there were many of them that liked Mythal because Mythal was considered to be a person of justice. Of basically she would do her best to help and to be fair and discerning, and she's considered Sheraton doesn't have Valasen. No, he doesn't. That's true. He doesn't. So this is the thing. A lot of the people who were small. Solus is Sheraton and Andraste is Mythal. It makes sense if you think about it, because a lot of the things got changed around, and the Chantry manipulated a lot of information and also covered up a lot of information. They covered up information about Ameridan. They covered up information about the Rite of Tranquility. Like, they knew all along that it could be reversed, because that is the way Ameridan created it. He didn't want anyone to use it. It was meant to be a last resort, and only a temporary solution, which is why he created it and created it so it could be undone. But people in the Chantry, they abused their power, they covered that up. Because the last thing they wanted anyone knowing was that not only was Ameridan a Dalish elf, but that he was also a mage, and he was also Andrastian, and he followed the Dalish ways, and he created the Rite of Tranquility and a way to nullify it, to basically reverse it. Every single Evanuris except Solas's Mythal and Elgernon's child. Yeah, and Solas knew how to remove the Valasin, because he was like, they're slave markings. He's like, they've made you slaves. This isn't okay. Yes, they removed Charatan's verses from the Chant of Light. There were a lot of people in the Chantry who abused their power. They covered these things up. They didn't want people knowing them. And Liliana is right when she said the Chantry became a place that people felt they couldn't trust, they couldn't turn to for comfort, and she wanted to change that. She wanted to make it better, and make it a place that was welcoming to everyone. And she agreed that the truth shouldn't become hidden, because they felt it was inconvenient for them. And Cassandra agreed too. So did Cullen. Because Cullen and Cassandra and Liliana all worked for the Chantry, and they understood those problems. Like they started to see like more and more like this isn't cool. Yeah. So when you have that conversation with Solas, and he's and he mentions that, the elves aren't his people, he's not necessarily wrong, because he was an Evonaris, just like Mythal was, right? But the thing is like the things that happened are because of his actions, because he acted rashly, because he was angry, and so he did what he did. Was Solas there asleep? Flemeth was all wanted to be woken up Solas went to sleep. And this is the thing, because in Origins, if you did the quest with the ritual, that is something that the Evonaris did. The Sentinels like Abalas, that is something they did for their people. They would trade off, because sometimes they would sleep. Sometimes they would sleep for hundreds of years. Sometimes it was for a few months, but most of the time it was for hundreds of years. Basically, they would sleep for hundreds of years, and then they would wake up. And as Abalas mentioned, the Well of Sorrows, they drink from the well, and all their knowledge from each generation is passed into that well. And it's a lot of information all at once. But that was how they did things, because they were very long-lived to the point that they were almost immortal. Nothing to munch on. This is a problem. What do you mean, normal? And the thing is the Sentinels, and then they would have Sentinels like Abalas watch over them while they slept, right? My dumb Inky went for a swim in the well. Yeah, you could do it both ways. I know what happens. So, and Abalas, when he says you're bound to Mythal as we are bound, and that's why Solas gets so upset, because he knows what that means. Right? And that's the thing, is they serve and protect, Mythal's temple, and they protect the people, their fellow elves that are asleep, the Elvan. There are no snacks in my house? Yeah, so basically, you have this issue with the fact of what Solas did. He lashed out in anger. He reacted in anger because Mythal was his friend and he was angry. So he did what he did, and then he goes to sleep, because that's what they do. He's like, I was tired and I was angry, and he goes to sleep. And of course, he sleeps for such a long time. The world passed him by. The world changes. And you find out that Solas basically sundered the world. Like, he created the Fade. He sundered it. And because of his actions, it caused his people to die. It caused the Dalish to forget where they truly came from. They lost so much, and they're reduced to, like in Tevinter, the elves are slaves. And Solas is devastated by this, because he realizes that his actions caused this. that he basically sundered the world. The fate is there, and the spirits that turn into demons, because demons are spirits that have been diverted from their purpose. And the magic, because all of the world and magic were one thing. They were one. They were united. And when Kieran makes that comment about, oh, why do you look like that? He's not necessarily talking about the Valisen, talking about the fact that they can appear to have corporeal bodies, or they can appear to be, like spirits, like ether, just made from air and ether. So like they could change their form at will if they wanted to, because they had that magic. And because of what Solus did and him going to sleep, and he wakes up and he sees everything that was caused because of his action. Andrew went to hunt the Forbidden One, so this whatever was corrupted, most likely red lyrium. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Came back, she told Evanurus they could use red lyrium for their purposes. They start the first ever blight, which Mythal didn't approve, so they killed her. It is possible, yeah, because nobody really knows where the red lyrium came from. And then you find out that lyrium is actually alive. Hi, Artful, how are you? You finding out that lyrium is